choices you made, did you make them again, 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 again? All the lies that you told, did you believe in them? All the choices you made, did you make them again, 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 again? All the lies that you told, did you believe in them? Again, 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 again. Did you make them choices you made, did you make them
All the choices you made, did you make them
Did you make them choices you made, did you make them again, 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 again?
told her we're even about your guy? Are you told her we're even about your guy? Are you told her we're even about your guy? Are you told her we're even about your Are you told her we're even about your guy? Are you told her we're even about your guy? Are you told her we're even about your
Oh, I got lost on the way to you in an orange sky by the ocean blue. Every mile lost, my soul renewed, taken by the sunrise and the golden view. Walking slowly in the mountains underneath the constellations. Yeah, I know that you've been waiting for me. Time is losing all its meaning, like I'm living in a dream, and I've been chasing all the feelings I need. It's in these moments with words unspoken, my eyes wide open, life tastes so sweet. It's in these moments where all I know is coming into focus, and now I see. It's in these moments. It's in these moments. Oh, I know that you've been waiting. It's in these moments. Oh, I got lost on a winding road in the dark of night with the stars aglow. Heaven's up above, got me below as I head to you like the river flows. Walking slowly in the mountains underneath the constellations. Yeah, I know that you've been waiting for me. Time is losing
Don't really miss you, and I don't even care about you, and I don't even want you, but I wrote a song about you, about you, about you, about you.
just a simple thought. Who am I to you if I'm new to myself? What am I to you if I'm hollow? Who am I to you if I'm no one? If I'm no one to myself? Why do we quit when it gets rough? Why do we lie to those we love? Why do we quit when it gets rough? And I just wanna say
What is up, my friends? Welcome to the Pop Off for Poop Nugget charity stream. My name is Jeff. This is Tiny Shiny here with me. And we're here just to put on a fun event and show some love and support to our friend and colleague, Chef Billy. As some of you may know, about a month ago, he tragically lost his 19-year-old son in a car accident. And this... these times are tough all around without having to worry about, financial stuff as well. So we're here today to try to, show some financial support as well as just show some love and emotional support. Should be a good time, Tiny.
Oh, most definitely. I mean, one thing that we know that this community loves as well, specifically, it is the game of Overwatch, and we're here to give them a helping hand as they have done so much in our community as well. We do have a series coming up for you, our 2 teams in it, but you know what, we're going to start at the location of these series with our map pool coming up shortly. So it is going to be 7 maps so far, opening it up on Busan nonetheless. I do like that we did throw a lot of these newer maps in. I think with the majority of them, anytime we could, we did put a new map in the pool.
We did. In fact, 4 of our 7 maps are new to Overwatch 2. And it's just, we got 2 teams playing today, kind of a combination of players and staff and anybody who wanted to volunteer their time to come be a part of this wonderful event. So it's all for Chef Billy. It's not super competitive. Everybody's just here to have fun and kind of rally behind this great cause.
Yeah, exactly. We're here to celebrate Chef Billy and his son as well, giving them that helping hand, and we really are happy to be here ourselves. And we're going to talk about the 2 teams that we have as well coming up into this shortly, but it's going to be, I believe, I accidentally just closed. We're off
Always
to a
close
great
the
start
tabs at the
already.
wrong
Well,
time.
it's got a great
Yeah,
start.
oh yeah. No, it's fun. It's all good. It's all good. And you know what? This will give me a moment to just kind of remind everybody how that they can help. As you can see on the left-hand side of your screen, we do have a charity link, and I mean anything helps as far as that's concerned. But I guess there's also a link in the description of the video that will transfer you directly to the donation website. 100% of funds go to Chef Billy. So yeah, if you can, if you're able to do that, that would mean a lot to us.
It'll mean a lot to them and the NECC community as well.
Absolutely.
Now I have my tab back open as well. We have our donation tracker here at the bottom of our screen. We'd love to see you guys and really appreciate all the help that you can offer.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, we've already got $10 in. We've just gotten started, Tiny, and we've already gotten a bump up towards our $1,500 goal on the day. Let's take a moment and talk about these teams. Did you ever find that list?
I did find that list. Woohoo!
Awesome. I was hoping if I would put you on the spot, it would be there. Who do we got? Who do we got?
Just had to do it to me. Okay, we got the team last night's leftovers. LNL. I love that. That's actually really funny. But we do have as well a combination of staff members, casters, even some Overwatch players from the NECC, which is really nice to see them all coming together. Last night's leftovers and Out Runaway. So those are going to be our two teams coming out, and some of these names that you and I were actually very familiar with here in this scene.
Yeah, we've got players from Mary Washington, from Rio Grande, from Purdue. Like I mentioned, we got some staff players in here as well. We've even got a caster. We've got a caster represent on the teams. We'll have Soav playing tank there for Team Out Runaway, which is also a good name. Paying homage to the legendary, Korean T2 team. I like it.
Yep. You like it, but are they going to be as good as Out Runaway? That will be the question that we will answer right after this quick break as we get all these players ready to rumble.
nicotine in my veins, flaming up the surge. What am I supposed to do? Cause it feels so good. Feeling wild like a zoo, put me in a mood. Put me in a mood. Maybe I should've known that it ain't real. How'd you know how to get into my feelings? You're a trip giving me hopeless solution. Hopeless solution. Baby, I should've known that it ain't real. How'd you know how to get into my feelings? You're a trip giving me hopeless solution. Hopeless solution. Hopeless solution. Hopeless solution. You're a trip giving me hopeless solution. Hopeless solution. Yeah. Moving through all my feels, you're blurring out my vision. Watching your every smile like your television. In your eyes, I see myself, I'm falling. Make it make sense, it must be the temptation speaking. What am I supposed to do? Cause it feels so good. Feeling wild like a zoo, put me in a mood. Put me in a mood. Maybe I should've known that it ain't real. How'd you know how to get into my feelings? You're a trip giving me hopeless solution. Hopeless solution. Maybe I should've known that it ain't real. How'd you know how to get into my feelings? You're a trip giving me hopeless solution. Hopeless solution. Hopeless solution.
Switch.
Well, we appreciate your patience. We have got everybody in. We are set up, about ready to get started here for our pop-up for Poot Nugget charity stream. Map 1, we talked about it. Busan. They're our first map. We're going to play 7 maps today between our two awesome squads, our top-tier competitors that we have here. Should be a good time. What do you think of Busan? You like Busan?
I love Busan. Personally, I think Busan is the best control map. Sanctuary sometimes they'll give you a tough time, at least in my games, but we're here to watch them play. We're not going to talk about my gameplay. So, I mean, heading into Busan, honestly, the nice thing about having this, it's for fun. We get to see some fun stuff. We might see some cheese gotta come out. I want to see a Bastion. Now that Bastion's eligible for play, I want to see some Kiryu. Let's see some fun stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Agreed. Before we get into that, I do want to give a thank you over to Patrick for the $30 donation. I had the note, rest in peace, Tyler, along with it. So much appreciated, Patrick. That is awesome. And just a reminder, as I pull up my little scripty here, we would love for you all to contribute anything you're willing to our campaign. 100% of the funds do go to Chef Billy and his family. Link in the description of the video that will take you over to the donation website we have set up. I believe they're working on putting a command in chat as well. So, yeah, appreciate y'all being here, and we're about ready to get rolling.
Yeah, we're getting ready to get rolling right on in there. So we get to take a peek at Busan, where we'll be starting off. And, I mean, it's a very interesting way that we're going to see this, because we have players of all ranks. We have players with different backgrounds. We have staff members. We got casters. We have the actual players that will play for their collegiate rosters as well. Makes it a great mix. And I'm hoping that we're going to see a very close sort of game, all things considered, with who's to actually taking up these spaces in the rosters.
It should be a fun time. I'm curious. I'm curious what we get. I would fully expect a little bit of cheese. I would be disappointed if we don't get the cheese. I want to see like a charcuterie board of cheese throughout today, and I think that's the way to go. I want all different flavors, all different kinds of cheese, levels of spiciness.
I've never really
now
heard
I want
somebody
cheese.
describe cheese as spicy, but you know what? Well, I guess pepper jack, but we can.
Oh no, there's definitely some spice and some cheese.
Really?
Oh yeah. And some funk.
Yeah.
You got to bring the funk.
That much I can understand. I guess I'm just not a big cheese expert here, but we'll see if the players are much more well versed in that department, I guess we could say. So we're going to starting off here in the downtown area of Busan in a nice night theme, actually, to start it off. And a good luck, have fun in the chat. Like, that's just, I love this. We're so nice. We're very friendly and open to each other. They're just players. They know they're here just to have fun and support the Chef Billy, who they all know really well. And I mean, Busan, starting off into this, I already see a Bastion, and it makes me so happy, Bull Skunk.
Yeah, it's all fun and games until those door opens, and then then that competitive spirit's gonna kick in. I just know it. I just know it. Last night leftovers coming out with the majority of our collegiate players, so I would probably give them the edge here if if we had to put a storyline on who's the favorite, any of that stuff. Majority of the actual players are on last night leftovers, the left hand side of your screen. We have a couple of staff members, and then Soav, our fellow funky caster. Coming in on the Reinhardt, trying to start things off. Look at that hat. Look at that. Just running it down. What was that saying about last night leftovers having the edge? So just striking back. It's another one. Look at this caster go. Got Anonymous with the fire strike. Good stuff. Good stuff.
I mean, how often do you get to see that one? I mean, casters, yes, we love to talk about the game, but we can play it too, So I'm representing for us out there. It doesn't have that Lucio, so that makes it very interesting for them. Difficult to kind of take those engages and disengages. And you're going to have to be careful just playing around because you have the Winston, you got the Tracer. Everything will be poking at you from every direction, so you need to be prepared for that. But, moving around the backside, and actually a very wise selection in terms of pathing, but meeting them right there will be the Reinhardt shield, the good old rectangle man, and a whole bunch of damage waiting on the other side of this wall.
Yep, it's kind of cello with all of that damage with the Bastion. And we wanted to see it, and the dad hat is on the battlefield. I mean, that was just a tiny little corridor. I'm not even sure kind of cello had to move their mouse much. That was just point your Bastion down the hallway and pull the trigger.
Exactly. I mean, you got the infinite ammo in that Sentry mode as well, so you're just kind of free-firing. Just hold the trigger and just sit there. You don't really have to do much else than that. I guess Bastion can take a bit more skill in Overwatch too, you could think about, but I mean, here you go, again, you're shredding, but taking on the Reinhardt mirror, the Bastion has the damage follow-up with the May wall, isolating these players off already, and smoke going down, let's go.
Yep, it was the counter charge out of Soav that put smoke on his back, and that Maywall didn't stand a chance against Carnicello's Bastion. Chewed through a pillar of that, as well as smoked Reinhardt. Although I do like the Reinhardt swap, a good old Rhine v Rhine mirror. This is like honorable Overwatch at its best, with a Bastion.
Honorable, but yeah, there's a Bastion.
Between the tanks, all right? Between the tanks.
Exactly. Mutual respect for each other in that department, so we'll take it, So I'm actually going really low there. Spider pushing them down on the high ground, and 90%, it's going to be Last Light's last Over's last attempt if they're unable to get through to this objective.
Oh, and Smoke laying down the hammer, putting 3 on their backs. And look at that combination of an overclock with a coalescence. And there is just no coming back from that. Last night leftovers. Wow. I gave them the edge in this one, but you know what? They didn't get a single percentage here in our first sub-map.
Yeah, not at all. I mean, out Runaway, they saved their ultimates for that last fight. The pathing that last night's leftovers were actually taking was, I wouldn't say predictable, but the chokes they were going down allowed kind of Cello and Ghoul specifically to lay down this damage early on, allowing Soab to push in or just straight up act as that good old rectangle man for their team. Hold that shield, and here they are, 100-0 and moving on to round 2 with match points, theoretically, in this little map. And Mecha Base, I love that we're going to continue to see the Reinhardt mirror here, and I want to see Smoke try to get a bit more aggressive with Chloe on that Lucio as well, but actually Soft making a last-minute swap, and we kind of know how Reinhardt and Zarya can often feel, and typically Zarya heavily favored in that matchup. I want to see how well Anonymous, I love that, that's actually a very nice name, will play around with these Maywalls to kind of isolate these players off and give their Reinhardt a fighting chance.
Yep, Anonymous and Theory03 both coming from the University of Rio Grande. It was a big biotic from Birdman that really started this thing off strong for Out Runaway. And they're going to put some damage down, and Chloe falls. I was wondering, I thought the speed boost might give a big edge to Last Night Leftovers, because Out Runaway are still opting to not run with a Lucio, but it's Chloe Alex who falls first in the fight. And then with the speed gone, it's all just easy pickings. Last Night Leftovers are having to bail.
There's not much else you could do at that point. Honestly, that's classic Sojourn right there. Goal finding 2 eliminations just with that railgun, charging them off the Reinhardt shield. That helps a lot when you're playing Sojourn, but Zoab taking an early pin damage has to back out in order to try to keep themselves up.
That was a really good use of the wall from Anonymous in the back. Then the Shatter comes in to finish off Soab. So it looks like Last Night Leftover will finally get some percentage going. I'm telling you, Tiny, you know, after that first submap, that competitive spirit's going to kick in for these players.
Oh yeah, they're not messing around at any point. Finally, that percentage again on the board, like, okay, we got a shot here. Patch having to reset themselves, and Soab yaking yet another swap to the Diva. You know, I'm curious how well this is going to actually work out into the Reinhardt. I guess you have the ability to kind of engage and get out by yourself with Diva's current state. Basically has 2,000 health and never feels like she dies with that 3-second matrix. And you can just throw an Nano on them. Why not? Give them that extra damage boosting utility to get yourself through that choke point.
But you know what? They spread her bullets out just ever so slightly, so she's balanced now. It's all good. It's all good. The 3-second matrix, it's countered by a slightly wider spread of her shotguns. Unfortunately, Soab was feeling the brunt of that nerf. It does go down early in that fight. It's just a lone Birdman sitting high up in the tree, overlooking the lands of Mecha Base.
Hey, on the plus side, your team did get the point flip back in your favor, so Runaway does have that for them. And they're able to come back into this with only 2 players remaining. Last Night's Leftovers unable to get themselves into that fight soon enough. But you're coming in with this Matrix. I really want to see this one early on from Theory to get these players kind of cut off once they're beyond a point of no removal. But then, oh no, the angle! Or Soab.
That was a good wall from Anonymous. And now it's a Shatter from one side and Attack Visor from the other. That is not a place to be if you're out Runaway. As they just get absolutely flattened by a beautiful combo. And you know what? They didn't even have to use that Ant Matrix. Theory 3 still holding on to it.
Yep, you just got in the middle of a death sandwich there. not too much to do. Death sandwiches aren't as... Love sandwiches, but unless it's leftover, sure, gobbling that one up. And cool, coming back into this with that overclock. Did a lot of work with it previously, but you need to actually give them an angle to do so. Now here's that Ant Matrix, a huge time buy. Even though these players will likely rotate around it, you're going to buy a lot of percentage points. And moving to another angle, but again, the pin is right there from Smoke. And just like that, you're trapped in the same exact position that you were trying to escape from originally.
And Last Night Leftovers knew it, right? They were able to corral them, so they know exactly where Out Runaway was trying to go. And Soab is still yet to really recover from that initial burst of damage. A nice little coalescence here. We're seeing our screen Anonymous very low. And combined with some damage from Soab's Diva, they're able to find that finish. Pachizo goes in for a little punch in the back on Smoke. Just kind of, you know, using those nails, scratching the back a little bit, but dug in a little too deep. And Smoke is now back in Spa. Deadeye from the high ground. Chloe Alex goes down. Flip comes in. This one went down to the wire. It was really Pachizo on the Moira that coming up with the big kills.
You needed that to happen too. With 99% on the board, you can't afford another flip here. Granted, you did take the first match, but ideally you want to do that. Soab is still out of mech. That little pilot diva form is wandering around just hoping to find these shots. It's too late to reset yourself now, and Smoke knows they have this Earth Shatter ready to lay down on a 3.
Yep, and the Blizzard is out as well, but everybody's already dead. By the time the Blizzard came out, there was nobody left. There was just dust remaining. Ghoul tried to bring this back, found 2. But unfortunately, that will be all. There's still 3 players of Last Night Leftovers standing, which means they get the objective and send us on over to Sanctuary.
You said there would be a competitive edge after that first round, and you were definitely right by that. Much more. It's very closely contested compared to Downtown, and Last Night's Leftovers will not be underestimating their opponents anytime soon, and maybe taking a bit more of a serious approach. I mean, I say that, and then Cello teasing the Bastion again. It did work, you know. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Try the Bastion again, maybe, but Sanctuary is definitely going to be much more interesting in terms of positioning and how that works. It's much more open map. You might not be, you're relying a bit more on this poke and closing these gaps between each other, especially if you're running the Reinhardt, but with no Lucio still from Runaway. I'm heavily favoring Last Night's Leftovers heading into this next fight.
Yeah, they had to make their team name a tongue twister. It was required. You know, some things have changed since we've transitioned from Overwatch 1 to Overwatch 2. One thing that has not is that Bastion does a lot of damage to Reinhardt's shield. And does a lot of damage to Reinhardt themselves. Smoke unfortunately found out. staring down the business end of that Gatling gun. With Theory going down as well, that's your sustain and your tank out of this fight. Should be out Runaway grabbing first control. Mouse gets cleaned up, and Cap will come through.
It's just Bastion, and that's the strategy you're looking for. You have the Zenyatta here and Ghoul in the Bastion. We're looking for this more long-range poke. So I've asked more of a shield and the follow-up after you're actually able to close these gaps once you have the player advantage. But ideally, you're looking to take them longer range to allow that damage to come through early. Smoke switching over to the D.Va is probably a wise decision to at least try to negate some of this Bastion damage or have a way to move around it, but you lose Theory so early on, you might have to go straight back to the drawing board.
Yeah, absolutely. The Zen heals are just simply not going to be enough to sustain through all this. Well, you know what? You don't even have those anymore. So both supports dead. Last night leftovers are, well, they're still sitting in the fridge, and you're wondering what's in that foam box. Well, that's your leftovers that haven't been touched because they're still sitting there.
Yep. I mean,
It was a stretch. It was a stretch. I had to go for it, Teddy. I know. It was a thin metaphor at best.
You know, if they give it to you, you gotta take it, right?
You gotta
I mean,
at
that's
least
just
try.
part of it. Exactly. We're gonna have to think of one from Out Runaway, and I definitely will at some point because if they're kind of running away from the Bastion, and they're gonna continue to do so if they're not able to find a way in. With Patch again, getting this early elimination onto Chloe. Very similar strategy, and it's been working out so well.
Yeah, Theory's even gone over to a Moira to try to provide a little bit more escape, but still have a lot of heal output. And yet there's still not much way around this Bastion. Mouse went over to a Pharah. That gets dealt with. Cello still rolling around, putting some hurt down, and we're down to one last try here for last night's leftovers.
Yep, we're on our third tank pick of the game. You know what? Third time's the charm, Smoke. The Orisa might work out a bit better than the rest. They're coming in with a couple of ultimates, I guess. You may be building up to a barrage, assuming you're actually able to get to that objective to contest. And so, as with their Shatter, they know that they have it too. Has to fortify just in time. Only gets out of Smoke. Very nice reaction. And it's just absolute chaos unleashed onto the objective. And Red in the kill feed to dominate.
Ooh, Bastion threw an Ant Matrix. With the Transcendence there as well. Nobody was dying, and you're putting out double damage from a Bastion. That was just filthy. Well, I asked for cheese, and I got it there, Tiny. That was a big helping of very funky cheese. As we'll get Smoke here in the Atlanta Rain skin and play the game. I also noticed Smoke using the Atlanta Rain skin on the Winston as well. Don't see too many Atlanta Rain skins in my games. I kind of like it. I kind of like at least the look of it.
It is. We like red. Red is a nice color. It's very agitated.
Very
You know
gamer.
what? Very gamer.
It's very
It gives you. It's a vibe. You know, it's a vibe for sure.
Well, and they got some good rookies over on that squad, so I feel like Atlanta used to be kind of the bad boys of the Overwatch League, and I was like, I don't know about those guys. And then they picked up OG and Luke Mino, and it's like, well, okay, now I like you. Right.
Now you have to like them.
Yeah.
You don't get a choice anymore. You have to like them, but you know what? We do like a good game of Overwatch.
Excuse me, it's Ultraviolet, not Luke Mino. Luke Mino went to Paris.
Oh,
You know what I meant? One of those badass rookies out of the
I get
internet.
it. Yeah.
I
We're
got
on the same
distracted.
page
I'm
at this
sorry.
point.
I'm sorry. I went off on a tangent. It happens.
We like distractions, you know. I mean, hey, Atlanta Reign, very cool team. Overwatch League, great thing. Those finals coming up, exciting. But we're not talking about that today. It's about pop off for Poop Nugget. Reminder: donation button is in the description of the channel. Make sure that you are helping out fellow community members of Overwatch, and I mean, thinking about that first map as well. I'm looking forward to how Midtown is actually going to play out, because Midtown, I think, is going to be more Bastion. I want to see a Bastion meta, Bullskunk. I want to see it.
Careful what you wish for, Tiny. That's,
I know. I'm probably going to regret my words later.
But hey, if you can't beat them, join them, right? Like,
Yep.
maybe we see last night's leftovers. Just pick it up. I thought the Hanzo was a great pick. Hanzo traditionally very good against the Bastion. I mean, throwing out some storm arrows, you could take out a Bastion real quick. But I mean, it was the runaway, out runaway. I want to say old runaway, but I guess that would be like actual runaway. Out runaway. Were able to outplay the Hanzo attempt. We also saw 4 tanks in totality there in map number 1.
Yeah.
So I'm curious where our teams will land in that tank department. I mean, we saw Orisa, Reinhardt, D.Va, and Zarya.
Yep, and all in the span
And a
of
Winston.
just 2.
We saw 5. We saw Winston too.
Yeah, we saw the Winston. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Well,
5
at
takes
least
in one map. What do you know?
Who knows?
I love
The
charity
players, they're
events.
messing around. They're trying to figure out what works best. Midtown, you're not going to have too much room to mess around, though, because losing a fight is much different on a hybrid map than it might be on a control.
That's fair.
Time to move around, a little iffy. So we're going to have to see where these players are going to settle. No substitutions for either side, as they are strictly 5 players. So that does mean we get to see even more of, hopefully, this variety in terms of compositions and out Runaway starting on the attack here, giving the nice pace to set off as we're getting a nice view of the New York subway line. A lot of people hate on this map, specifically the first and the second objective, because of that subway car. Just pushing through it can sometimes be very frustrating, or the people that insist on trying to push through it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if this happens to you or it's just a me thing, but Midtown in particular can be incredibly frustrating to attack on. It's heavily defensively favored.
I personally avoid that subway at all costs. I will be your support. The whole team will be up there, and I'm like, nope, not doing it. Not happening. If you want heals, you can come out here. I'm going to hang out on this fire truck, or I'm going to hang out in front of the cab, depending on what, whether I'm on attack on defense. But no, I will not go into that subway. That is a death sentence. That is not the way to approach.
Nope, not yet. Okay, now we're adding 7 tanks to the roster. We're now seeing a Sigma and a Wrecking Ball.
Nice.
We've seen 5. So the only one that we haven't seen, I think, is Doomfist so far.
And Roadhog. We have Doofus and Roadhog left on our check boxes.
Oh boy.
That'll complete the tank bingo. Here for Pop Off Poop Nugget in a bit.
Should have done a bingo card for that, honestly. We knew that this was going to happen.
Missed opportunity.
I'll have to think about that.
You know, we were talking about the subway tunnel, and guess what? Guess where Out Runaway all went through the subway tunnel.
They're under now, right? They're not.
They
going
are under
through
now.
it,
Yes.
So,
yes.
and to support their Wrecking Ball a little bit in their adventures, but I mean, a trade going back and forth here. It's kind of tell swapping off the Bash and Ghoul sitting at Sliver of HP. It's been very scrappy. Not really a significant.
Oh, that was a nice Suzu. Birdman got that protection Suzu just in the nick of time. That was a killing blow. But Ghoul was under the immortality effects of the Suzu when Spider-Bite put that shot down. Otherwise, Ghoul would be out of here. Well played by Birdman.
Incredibly. I like to see the Kiriko in the gameplay, and she's very fun. She's very fun to play, as well as play against, but she's difficult to play well. The timing with her is really tricky. You got a very slow projectile, that protection Suzu, also a projectile with a very short duration that actually lasts, that those actually go through. The Immortality Field, however, will go a bit longer, keeping Spider-Bite up and firing on the objective as kind of Jello ends up falling here. Not so much shown from Out Runaway. The Wrecking Ball hasn't been able to set up quite the plays they've been looking for just yet.
As you mentioned, this point A is one of the more difficult points on the map to attack. And, traditionally, like back before 222, and teams would run triple DPS and only one tank. Yeah, I said that right. I promise I said that right. Don't rewind the VOD. Wrecking Ball was often that tank of choice. It was, very kind of self-sustaining and worked well solo. And so I anticipated, before we even saw the beta, that Wrecking Ball would be a good option in Overwatch 2. Hasn't really been very popular whatsoever, as we see Out Runaway just ran into a gravitic flux and all died on that attack. But, Out Runaway, we're trying to make it work. They've since swapped over to a Junker Queen, so we can check another one off of our box.
That's another tank we forgot. Oh,
Yeah.
how could we forget Junker Queen just coming out of the Jotes meta not too long ago? Oh, boy.
Shame on us.
Yeah, truly shame on us there. But last night's leftovers, they used the Gravitic Flux there, completely into that fight, and the bomb. So maybe Out Runaway have a shot. You're coming up on the Coalescence as well, but are insisting on moving through the subway corridor. Maybe we're going to drop out.
It's a fake!
Yay!
I like it. I like the strategy. They're like, we're gonna fake going up high, then we're gonna run down low. Now they gotta wait out an Amp Matrix. So they're just gonna be hiding around the corner. Clock is already working against them pretty heavily, as there's less than a minute to go. Amp Matrix eventually fades and Out Runaway trying to make their way to the point, but they're gonna lose Pachisel in the rotation. Have to use an Immortality Field early. Last night leftovers respond in kind. Not a Mouse versus Ghoul here on the Sojourns, and Ghoul has got just a speck of health. That is like a hair, a millimeter, a pixel of health there for Ghoul. And it eventually falls. The Spider Bite's able to land the shot. 2 ticks have been picked up. Outrunaway have done enough to drive out most of the forces. So they're going to eventually get this fire truck out of the station and heading towards whatever emergency they're escorting this fire truck to.
Hopefully it's not too bad. We don't like fires in Overwatch. It's actually really Ash. Maybe Ash left her dynamite at home or lit or something. Who knows? We'll have to ask Spider-Bite about that one.
You
They're
know,
getting forced all the way back to the spawn. Look at this. Just trying to run away.
I'm not sure where Spider-Bite got. I believe that they were still kind of in that close spawn area. Might have been trying to hide out kind of behind the rafters. I didn't quite catch it, to be honest. But they managed to get back safely, which is good for the defense of last night leftovers. Now they've got this very advantageous position where Spider-Bite can just put some shots down. Yeah, that was a nice headshot there. Tanachella falls early. Outrunaway are going to invest the Rampage. Got not a Mouse with that, so one of the DPS out of the way, but it's like another gravitic clutch from Smoke that I think is going to turn this thing right back around. Coalescence from Pachizal just gets interrupted by an accretion, and Smoke is starting to take over here for last night leftovers.
Not only did Smoke hit the accretion onto the Moira, they also hit it on Soab with the Rampage. I mean, he did manage to catch one, but definitely cut it short of what it could have been. Didn't get as much impact. So that's actually Soab switching over to the Winston now, adding to that list of tank heroes that we've seen them play already, having to drop down low. This point specifically, very challenging. This high ground, you need to go under it. It's similar to Watchpoint Gibraltar, but it's not easy to rotate back and forth between the two. You need to either get the payload moving, or you need to try to control the high ground. You need to win the fight before the payload moves. You can't fight down there easily at all.
No, it just becomes it was just a kill box underneath. So yeah, you've got to win the fight first, and then try to move the cart, or have somebody sit in the moving cart as you're starting to push forward, which is what we saw here. So rocking the Overwatch League skin, unfortunately gets taken out by Theory. Well, unfortunately for them at least. Good for the defense. Not a Mouse is going to come up with another kill as well. And then it's turned into a little bit of a 1v1 here on the point, with Ghoul coming out on top. Strong. The free-for-all is strong with Ghoul. And they're able to win their duels, and it's 2 points on the board here for Outrunaway.
You'll take the 2 points. 2 points, 2 minutes to get through the third. Lots of twos. Actually, 2 ultimates for them as well, because why not? Both their damage ultimates will be available. Ghoul with the overclock. Tried to turn it around with that ultimate last time. I didn't quite make it, but this time you're going to have a much more space. You have this wide open corridors, and you got an Orisa that you can just farm these railguns up off of. And now Smoke already has used both the defensive cooldowns, and overclock has been unleashed.
Gotta take a moment to give a thank you over to Michael for that $20 donation. Say we love you, Chef Billy. Definitely echo that. Lots of love out to Billy and his family. And all this is actually going on your screen. It is all just us doing what we love, doing what we know to do to try to help out a member of our community in need. So got to express that appreciation. It's more important than whatever is happening on the screen right now. What's happening on the screen right now is just killing people in the name of love. It's throwing javelins and shocking people with their photon cannons and all that just for love. That's what it's all about.
Yep, Overwatch.
Tesla cannon. That's what I was looking for. How did I forget Tesla cannon, Tiny?
I don't know. I just call it the tickle gun. It's ticklish. And that's just what I call it. It's very similar. But I mean, all while that's happening, it's utter chaos. Violence equals love, apparently, in the game of Overwatch, and
exactly. Oh, yeah, Pachizal just kicking people around. Pachizal just camped all the way up there, gotten a couple kills. That was awesome. That's the kind of streak you dream of as a Zenyatta. I'm just gonna go in there and feel invincible and start picking up frags. That was fantastic.
Absolutely, that part 0.001 meters away from that completion, so I wanted to re-engage quickly to try to take advantage of that space they have, and instantly delete. You got an Ant Matrix, and it's overtime. It's looking unlikely for you to try to turn this one around, but all the effort, you gotta try, you fight until you can't no longer.
Was it 0.01? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was. .01.
.01 before Chloe Alex got the transcendence out to stop the cart. Hey, respectable push there for outrun away.
You know, incredibly, you know, you got it again. Basically, map completed. Basically, except for that .01 meter that you actually needed to get that third point. But it's okay. You have to, basic runway has to hold and just not let the map be completed. It's simple enough. And honestly, I feel like they might be a more defensive-oriented team, as last night's leftovers seem to be pretty good about taking that fights once they're able to get coordinated on the same front, get that team synergy going through the communication that they can hopefully put together here. But I'm curious to see if what compositions are going to come out, because it seems like we're playing Miss Your Heroes at this point, Bull Skunk. We're seeing a bit of everything today. And that's going to be a Soav Orisa with a Widowmaker, actually, for the first time. No more Sojourn. Bull's stepping away. And we're returning to the Bastion, because why not?
Because why not, indeed. Caticello, kind of ran away with map number 1 with the Bastion.
You're coming out with map number 1. I just will hold on to it. But last night's leftovers, I think, are playing something that could be much more considered meta. You got the Reaper, the Zarya. That's just the duo as of now. Zarya, even with the slight nerfs, can be played. It's just a pretty good extent, especially into Orisa. Now the idea here is going to be playing close. I don't want to see them try to push up top. They could, in theory, if they're able to rush through it, but without runaway, they're going to want to play as far as distance as they can. Ghoul already trying to set up, find a good angle to take with that shots. And honestly, I didn't even know you could sit up there.
It's a clever little spot.
I'm learning new things every day.
Oh, see, now, this is my favorite rotation on this point. I love going through the alley and then sweeping all the way around, and you kind of bisect point A in half. So it kind of becomes a left-right as opposed to a front-back scenario for the attackers. But yeah, Ghoul's sitting in this clever little spot, able to find the head of Chloe Alex, and that is a huge bunch of utility, namely the speed. No longer available here for last night's leftovers, which means they're sitting ducks on this point for Caticello, and it is fish in a barrel. It is easy pickings and a good defensive hold. No ticks allowed.
Nope, not allowed in this game at all. And Caticello, basically, they really didn't even move their crosshair much there. It was kind of just straight ahead, which with Bastion, great at cleaning up these eliminations. Ghoul got them low, and especially that early elimination off into Chloe Alex. You're going to need to see that consistently. Last night's leftovers do know how to rotate and where that will be advantageous towards them. They just need to actually get themselves into that battle much quicker than they would normally. Actually taking up the high ground here. Soav fighting that one on their own with Caticello spraying down below. But Chloe Alex so low once again, falling early.
Yeah, tried to escape into the middle, and it just didn't have a good exit strategy. It ends up getting picked off, like you mentioned. And this composition is just so reliant on that speed to get smoke and to get Anonymous in close and close that gap. Once Chloe Alex is gone, their life is just exponentially harder.
Exponentially might even be putting it a little lightly, because that's just... It's devastating without that speed boost. You rely on it so much with the Zarya and the Reaper. You're trying to play close range, but you're at the disadvantage. You're taking all of this early shots from both the Bastion moving forward, but now you're in the phase of an Ant Matrix. You might want to be careful about where you're playing.
It's a lot of particles on the screen right now.
I don't even know what just happened. It was just like...
It was a lot of damage is what just happened. Everybody got double damage and was fighting in a tight little corridor. Quite a few people pressed Q on that one. Including Soeb and obviously both of our Baptistes. Last night leftovers coming in with some DPS ults. They've probably got 2 more attempts at point A here, as they made a swap over to a Reinhardt.
That's very interesting, but again, you just have to get close. Now, Anomalous doesn't have those bubbles to really try to get more aggressive angles with, so you're playing very close together, still at the mercy of Caticello, moving through these chokes with that configuration form out of the way. You might be willing to move forwards a bit more, but Ghoul's holding really, really far up. And with ultimates on the line, it's looking pretty good for Outrun Away to kind of take control of the positioning that they have. Now it's going to be the rush up the hill that they know, fighting it on the back foot. Caticello sitting, waiting, knew exactly what was going to happen and playing it so well as Ghoul finds 3.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say to that. That was like, I feel like Kaichel is just the red herring here. They all try to pounce on the Bastion, who's indeed, spitting out some damage. But it was Ghoul who was actually the real threat from afar. This pincer setup is just brutal from the defensive outrun away. Now it's Smoke going over to a Winston to try to make something happen. Soav just goes to greet them right in the middle of the road. So, excuse me, sir, this is no crossing zone. You're not allowed to cross here. Cool's gonna win that duel out over Spider Bite. Not a mouse on the point. Gonna go and throw down the Death Blossom. Picked up one. Pachizal was so low. Oh, that was really close. Pachizal doesn't land that shot. They are a dead Omnic. But instead, it is the defensive outrun away who outlast, and they're gonna take their second map in a row.
Incredible, like you said. We thought that the team with the more collegiate players versus the ones with the staff members might be a bit more favored, as they do play this game pretty consistently with their teams. But okay, this is just when the color exploded on my screen. I don't know how they knew what was happening, or Cello knew where they were trying to shoot. And things just happened, okay? Things just happened.
God, Cello gets a 5K in that. My goodness. My goodness. See, well, you wanted to see Bastion, and kind of Cello has delivered. There has been Bastion plenty so far in our opening 2 maps.
Yay, Bastion. Love you. Actually, I really don't. This is inspiring me to go play Bastion. Like, this is not good. I will not play this hero, okay?
Kind of Cello, you're a bad influence on Tiny, okay? We're going to need you to chill out.
Most definitely. Take a chill pill over there. We are going.
Oh my goodness! Well, this has been a wonderful start here to our charity event. I do believe we're going to take a little intermission, give our players a chance to hydrate. But bear with us just a minute. When we come back, it'll be map number 3. We'll see you on the other side.
What if I go stronger? What if I get higher? What if I start doing things I know I will regret? I will make my own way, I will not surrender. I will do my best until I get put under. What if I go stronger? 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 What if I go stronger?
All right, we are ready to continue through our Pop Off for Poop Nugget charity event supporting Chef Billy and his family. And now that these first two maps are over, this is a perfect time to donate. We would love for you to contribute anything you can, anything you're willing to help our campaign. 100% of these funds do go to Chef Billy and his family. Link in the description below. I think they're working on a command as well. I'm not sure if that's functional yet, but there is a link either one of those two places. Go check it out. Either we appreciate you just being here. Either way, just showing love and support means the world to us. So there you go. And it's time to move on to map 3. Where are we headed?
That was a great question. We are heading to Circuit Royale, newest escort map edition there, and I think this one's going to be incredibly interesting with all the variety that we've seen so far. Circuit often can be a bit more forced in terms of meta, I guess you could say, or what can be viable. But where have we even seen that once today? Let's be completely honest. We could totally come out onto something that we're not expecting, but I'm expecting that Bastion again. We did hear that Cello is a bit of a Bastion one trick, which would explain why they seem to be quite comfortable on that hero specifically.
Yeah.
And looking to probably push it forwards a bit more.
Well, I will say the long range of Circuit Royale will give some opportunity for a Hanzo or a Widowmaker to perhaps find the Bastion before the Bastion can get in that mid-range that is ideal for maximum damage. If you could pop the Bastion before they're able to get set up and find their angles, you're in a good place as far as Last Night Leftovers is concerned. So, hey, you know what? Maybe Circuit Royale was when they start to bring this back. It's not. We don't really have a. It's not a first to anything. This is a first to fun. This is a first to show love to Chef Billy. Like that's really what this is about. So it's all just guised by this competition that we have set up. But make no mistake, this is all for one goal in mind, and it really has nothing to do with what happens in game.
Nope. Think of it this way: it's a competition to show who loves Chef Billy more. That's what they're fighting for.
I like that. I like that a lot.
They're competing for the love to spread around.
Well, speaking of love, we did get a bit of love during our break. We had $2.84 donated by Kiwis Are Awesome. I don't know if they meant the person or the fruit. Either way, they're correct. And the note with that one was much love. So much love to you as well. Kiwis Are Awesome. We really appreciate your support. Also, had $14 from the Bastion One Trick themselves. Kinda Cello coming through with the $14 dono, putting us at 84.21 as we head into map number 3. We really, really appreciate it. Big shout out to all of our players once again just for taking the time to be here today and contribute their efforts here for this wonderful cause.
Yep, they're taking time out of their day to play some Overwatch with some friends, spread the love and the message around. It really, truly makes us happy to see it here in the NECC community and starting on. Yeah.
I was just gonna say, I mean, these are college esports players. Like, time
True,
is
yeah.
their most valuable resource. Donating their time, like that is huge. That is huge. I guarantee you, these players between the scholastic side of things and competing, time is not something they have a lot of. So donating their time to this is actually quite huge. Hey, we get to check another
no.
tank off of our list.
Yeah, we sure do. Only one we're missing out is the Doomfist, which who knows, we'll see. Probably not here on Circuit, I would
No,
assume.
no.
Probably not. You know,
Ghoul sit down. Ooh, okay.
All right.
It's a Battle of the Widowmakers here so far. As Ghoul strikes back. It's 2-1 to Ghoul at the moment. In our Widow. Oh, and that's a big 3-1 as they're able to eliminate Anonymous. Anonymous not getting any more. That's kill number 4 for Ghoul. Give him the ace. Come on, Ghoul, get the ace. I'm cheering for you now. Oh, kind of cello stole it from you.
Cursing out their teammate right there. It's like, I just did all the work, and you're going to take the last bit of credit? Oh, how dare you.
Typical Bastion players.
Yep, very typical. Moving on.
I'm kidding, Cello. I'm kidding.
Oh, Anonymous. Firing right back.
Oh,
Widowmaker battle,
almost
you're
got that.
You're so
That was a body shot, and Ghoul was so low. I mean, that must have hit the collarbone. That was so close to a headshot. It was kind of indistinguishable. Well, it looked like it should have hit the head to me, but it was just a pixel off. Gravitic Flux from the defense here from Smoke. That was a pretty quick Gravitic Flux, looking at the rest of the ult charge on the board right now. And it's enough to stop this cart from getting into point A. All right, well done defense.
I mean, you are playing into a Roadhog whose passive is basically feed. See, you need to look at it that way. I think the majority of Stoab's ult charge has come from using that take a breather cooldown at this point, because you're unable to get so close to the team to actually hit these hooks where they're needed. I mean, it does force you back. You're scared of it. You definitely don't want to get hooked, especially as a Sigma player with his grasp no longer in use. And I mean, it's just, yeah, like you said, got all the Widowmakers. What can we even say about that? It's just one shot, one kill every time.
I just picture like patch notes, like Roadhog, new passive. Enemies gain 50% more ult charge.
Yeah.
Hey, to his credit, Soev has used enough of his take a breather vape to now have a whole hog online. Which I always forget you can just like stop and heal now mid whole hog. It's kind of changed a little bit. You can't get interrupted out of it because it's now a channel ability or it's not a channel ability. I don't know. I get those confused. But it's like the tac visor. You can't stop it with a stun. So an accretion rock will not cancel this whole hog that Soev is throwing down on the battlefield right now.
Yep, and it does find one. You do take that elimination where you can find it, but just trade it out. So it's a 3v3 scenario, but with the Widowmaker offline, it's just the snipers and a Roadhog. If you're not able to land a hook onto either of these, you might as well say goodbye.
Ooh. Soev just got turned into a pincushion and somehow still standing as Birdman threw down the Kitsune Rush. Kitsune Rush does double your healing output from that Kiriko as well. So one of the reasons Soev was able to stay alive as long as they did, finally does fall as Anonymous, well, on the Widowmaker, trying to hold it down. Ghoul is going to win that one out. And that's an important kill, followed by another one. Wow, that was quite the impressive shot. There's 3. Ghoul cannot miss right now.
Absolutely not. And this guy's on a team, right? I mean, there's no way that they aren't, because this is just absolutely insane that they're able to land these shots like this. Widowmaker, yes, there is some positioning and ideas with that involved, but it's just aim. You don't teach that. It's learned, and it's crazy. You're able to keep putting these out, and you can tell that Last Night Leftovers are afraid of how they're playing.
Not only is Ghoul on a team, plays for the University of Rio Grande, but Anonymous and Theory 3, playing on Last Night Leftovers, are teammates on that collegiate squad, so Ghoul is taking out some frustration on some fellow teammates at the moment. I'm sure they'll have a good heated laugh about that one later.
It'd be funny if they're all playing in the same room. Oh. Okay, Kiriko wins Widow duels, just so you know. That's a new thing that happens nowadays. But I was thinking it would be funny if they're all playing in the same room like now on opposite teams. It's like peeking over at each other's PCs like, what's going on over here?
Right. Yeah, I kind of had the same visual. And also, Kiriko winning a duel against a Widowmaker is like the most satisfying thing in Overwatch 2 as far as I'm concerned. As Ghoul takes down Chloe Alex, not one of their teammates. I just guess the head to pop is Soev is going to come through and finish off what the rest had started.
keep it on moving. The payload has moved up past this hairpin area, which is very nice. This second point is incredibly impressive with the high ground that you have to move through. Moving past that is great. Now all we need to worry about is this corner. You don't have too much protection other than that, and the bubble being forced out with the anti-nade, so I'm barely able to stay alive. Had to use the the protection Susie there to actually negate that effect. Just beating players off the objective with sheer force, but Transcendence needs to keep them alive while this is going on.
Yeah, Theory 3 had to step out to contest the cart and immediately ate a Bionade. The Ana was the one person of your defense you didn't want to have to go contest the cart, but fortunately some dragons combined with some nice hyperspheres means that Last Night Leftovers will be able to sustain despite the loss of that Ana early.
Sustaining on this payload did require a huge commitment. It was 4 ultimates from them. Only the nano boost will remain, and to be fair, Outrun away. They're coming into this with the Kitsune Rush. Honestly, I think that ultimate, at least in its current state, has the ability to win these fights just right off the bat. No way Chloe wins that! Was sitting so. Did you see how low their health bar got?
Yeah, Cello ran in a straight line right at Chloe Alex. They were able to find those 2 headshots at the end. At least body shots, enough to get the job done either way. There's that Kitsune Rush. I do agree with you, this might be the most powerful ult in the game right now. Extra cooldowns as well as extra attack speed and movement speed. It's ridiculous. Unfortunately, it was just running so off get them into a lot of damage as they sped into their death. Birdman gets taken down eventually. And in this final fight scenario, the defense is holding. Cello's still alive. It's found too. And Anonymous is low. And Anonymous is going to win that with a jab to the face. A exclamation point here for this defense on Circuit Royale as Last Night Leftovers looking to take their first map.
Yep, definitely even a little win condition with this battle, and ideally just hold this high ground. You need to get through it and roll through that first point. Time here is going to be of the essence. I want to see more of these sniper battles continue, and Mouse really started to find their speed a bit more, especially through the second objective, as the payload began to move up the uphill, where you had that positioning advantage guaranteed. Moving on, didn't have to deal with the element of surprise nearly as much. On the attack, that might flip around, and I apologize. The switch over to the Winston actually was handled pretty well in terms of keeping your Zenyatta alive, and your Ana, it's a pretty diveable backline, which is why you had to change the sleep dart duration. You had to change you had to give the Zenyatta his extra little kick, just kick him right out of your face, because that was the best way for them to keep the dive targets off of them at that time. But we're not even going to worry about that, as we do seem to be having a Sigma mirror. And I'm pretty sure, we talk about the flexibility of all these tank players. Soev has had pretty much every single one. I think he's actually played every single tank that we've seen out today, except for Doomfist so far.
It's been a nice little sample. I wanted a charcuterie board, and I get you where you get a lot of small different flavors of different things, and that's what I've been shown in the tank department. It's been a tank charcuterie, a tankuterie, if you would.
Those words kind of go together. We could say so. We could get a sample.
I appreciate you humoring me on that one.
It was creative. We'll give you that. We'll have to put Polskunk on that. All the words that you managed to come up with in your casting is.
Polskunk dictionary?
Polskunk, exactly. You'll have to come out with an own dictionary. Create your own language. Overwatch casting language.
I'll make sure tank shittery ends up in that. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! My eyes are watering now. That was too much. That was too much. Double sniper working out pretty well here for Last Night Leftovers in the beginning, as Mouse is able to get the better end of Ghoul. That was the one they really wanted, as Ghoul was coming out on top. A lot of those sniper duels when Outrun Away was on the attack. It's a nice little redemption arc here for Mouse. Spider-Bite taking a lot of damage, but Jesus will take him down. But at the end of the day, it's still this F1 car very slowly making its way to the back of point A.
I find it interesting that that Overwatch team did make it an F1 car. I love how it looks, but at the same time, it moves so ridiculously slow. I feel like that just goes against everything.
It ran out of gas.
Yeah, exactly.
Or whatever they use to power it in this Overwatch day and age. Oh, that was a point blank scope and shot. Those are so difficult. Cool, that was impressive. Wow.
maybe this guy's a Widowmaker, man. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. And incredibly strong in these longer range heroes. Pinpoint accuracy, exactly what you need with the sniper.
Oh, and that was against their teammate, against Theory 3 there.
Oh, it was too. Oh, that they're gonna be talking about that one later. Like, oh, yeah. Be glad that that guy's on your team when the competition is actually intense. You know, have them along your sidelines. Actually, another swap ended up happening. Let the big flex to open it up and probably sending that hero straight back to spawn immediately after.
I gotta say that the two teammates, the two TPS players, a Ghoul versus a Mouse, having their Widow battle, it has definitely been the highlight of this map for me so far. It's been Ghoul dropping the Infrasight first, Mouse holding on to it. Nice little block of that sleep dart. So done him with the quick reflexes. Remind me, not to play against Soev. We do a caster challenge. That was nasty. We do a caster challenge thing. I want Soev on my team.
Yeah, me too, honestly. I'm not sure what rank they are specifically, but if you're able to have so much confidence on several tank heroes and with one tank in Overwatch, this is the guy we want to see on our team specifically. I mean, all of that's happened. You've seen a lot of swaps come through. You had Smoke switch over Spider Bite to the Cassidy as well. That extra, I guess, tactical nuke you could throw in because that thing does a ridiculous amount of damage when it actually lands a stick. 130 total, I believe. But and what else it does more is an Anonymous Widowmaker shot fully charged up, except that Whip Tire and that Wing Condition along with it.
Yeah, it took cooldown too. So wins out in that little ego duel of the Rio Grand players. So that one's going to be heard in the locker room later. Spider Bite with the 3K. And here we go. Last night leftovers continue to truck along. Remember, they don't even have to finish point B. They just got to get it close, and they'll take this map.
Getting it close. That's like an even. Ghoul might have had that early headshot, but.
It's
Smoke actually still need to take that, yeah.
No, that's a good trade. That's a good trade for this defense. Now, last night leftovers have to sit and wait. Now, Runaway are going to be able to set up. Kind of Cello swapping over to the Bastion means they're going to be able to use whatever angle they want. It looks like they're taking a heavy flank.
You just had to do it. You know, they don't have a tank. It was too late to back out. By the point your tank was lost, you just had to prioritize getting this payload as far as you possibly could. And leftovers, they're still finding the eliminations on top of this. Birdman takes things into their own hands with the Widowmaker. You've got an Angry Monkey in your back pocket as a defense. Wild Ace.
Oh, Birdman gets that kill! No way, Birdman! No. Smoke even comes in to peel for Anonymous and protect the Widowmaker from the Baptiste. And Birdman still gets the job done. Oh my. Well done. Well done. Finds Theory as well. Who needs a Bastion when you've got this backline putting down this much hurt?
I mean, Patchizzle was probably in the kill feed as much, if not more, than Cello has been throughout this map. Their Zenyatta is deadly accurate. I mean, it's a Zenyatta. You're primarily focused on that extra damage output you can provide as well. At Runaway, looking to come in. They have the Ant Matrix, but you do not have a Widowmaker to shoot through it. Smoke getting beat up, and the opposite end overstaying their welcome.
They say luck favors the prepared, Tidy. And Anonymous was absolutely prepared for that shield to come down. The moment the shield dropped, the headshot comes through onto Ghoul. Anonymous wins another in that tally. Cello got very low, but did manage to find Chloe Alex.
60 seconds.
You found one, and were able to take that Chloe Alex down. So, realistically, putting this in a one-fight scenario, but Spider Bite going down! That might as well do it. You're gonna have that, but that's guaranteeing. You have one shot to put this through. You have sights you have sights if you're the defense, but that's really all you're gonna come up with. Maybe a Transcendence along the line as well, but looking kind of grim.
You're right about that. That kill onto Spider Bite turned this from a two-fight scenario into a one-fight scenario. Ooh, Ghoul's the one who ate the bullet on that one. Decides to go for Spider Bite. Finds that kill. Jumping Shatter around the corner is going to take down 3. Both supports fall. The tank is down as well. And despite Runaway not being able to finish point B, it looks like they will still take the dub on this map. 10 seconds. Well, less than on the clock, and Spider Bite falls again.
Yeah, Spider Bite and Cello are having quite the rivalry going on here, and we'll be taking that running away with a third map win. in general. So
Outrunaway may have won the map, but Anonymous got that last kill on the ghoul. I think they may have won the duel.
yeah, you take the victories where you can get them.
Exactly.
Yeah, you just take it. You may have lost the overall map, but you know what? I have proved that I am the superior Widowmaker player in this sense, and yeah. At least we get to look back on these replays. This one was insane.
Yeah, it was nuts. Just the micro adjustment off of the jump. Please tell me this package is just all Widow shots. That would be amazing. And then we're gonna get the second one here. Oh, that one's not the headshot. That one is though. I love the quick adjustment. Like, oh hey, by the way, there's an Automouse just hanging out in the corner. Yeah, this is where Ghoul gets that opening 4K. This is how the map started for Outrunaway. Ghoul and the Outrunaways.
Ghoul and the Outrunaways. I just want to put it that way. Ghoul really had a strong opening to Circuit Royale. It slowed down a little bit in the middle, but came right back into it on the end of their defense when they needed it the most. They knew exactly how far that payload needed to get, but this triple kill right here really just was insane to watch and got that first objective in a losing battle.
Oh, Theory tried to scope it on that one, and that was a fatal mistake. This was the big hold. That was a really good hold that came through, where Smoke was able to come out, and that's when they lost Theory early. And last night, Leftover were still able to retake with only Zen heals. It did cost them 4 ultimates to do so, but it was still a good retake. She's with the kick. I love getting the kick. I've yet to get my achievement for kicking somebody off the edge or challenge or whatever I'm looking for.
It's a hard achievement to get, to be fair, but it's so satisfying to actually hit that kick and like every time. It's honestly hitting it in a normal game. If it's not off the edge, it's just like get away. It's just
right.
It's great. It's comical to a point. It just gives an extra bit of fun, and more fun we shall have with map number 4.
You do really feel the impact of that kick when they go flying 10, 15 feet back. I just need to be taking notes from Pachizal here. Like, clearly, they've got the kick on lock. They've been working the legs. They've been doing their leg day. They've been doing their kick training. They've got their kick on point. I need to be taking notes.
Yep. Take up some good kickboxing, I guess you could call it.
Yeah. I think it's probably more kung fu related. From a monk. That's the way I picture it. Anyway, that's enough of that. Let's talk about map number 4. We're headed to Esperanza here for map 4, so we get to see the newest push map.
Yay. Personally, out of all the push maps, I think the majority of the Overwatch community, this one has been a favorite.
Yeah.
Because it's large, but at the same time, it feels small. And it's a great mix of how the map is able to be played, and you're not spending years walking back from spawn. I mean, you still kind of are. But some points with the there's alternative pathing you can take, so it doesn't feel like you're spending the majority of the map training for a marathon.
No, it's a valid point. You don't have to have your running shoes to play Esperanza. I personally think this is my favorite of the push maps so far.
It's a great one. I mean, it's very pretty as well. The architecture here in Portugal is very nice to look at. Even with the trolley. I wish you could play inside the trolley. Wouldn't that be fun? Drive it around.
Cool. You're just shooting out the windows.
Exactly.
I will say, as far as logistically on this map, I find the points are much harder to defend. Both Coliseo and New Queen Street, the halfway point where you get that checkpoint, it feels like there is a lot more of a defensive stance on the initial 2 push maps. This one, it's not quite as clear-cut where the defense is supposed to sit or how they're supposed to challenge that objective before it gets capped.
I mean, you're going to get there first with a Doomfist, which completes our tank bingo card.
So I've did
completely.
it.
They heard it. He clearly heard us, knew what we were talking about, had to pull out the Doomfist for that purpose. But, I mean, knowing Doomfist in his current state, it's not very easy to get value and play it significantly well. You have an amazing support line to back you up, but it's going to be setting up in these positions to find this damage early on, and already having a difficult time finding a target.
I got to send a very special thank you to Michael for goading Soab into pulling out the Doomfist. Doing a little poking and prodding behind the scenes. I'm not opposed. I think it's awesome. We have officially seen every tank in the game in 4 maps.
Woohoo! Welcome to the charity stream today. You know, we get a bit of everything, bit of exciting action, but nothing new. We'll be cool on the Sojourn, just cleaning up. Picks up the broom and swipes the floor clean.
Yeah, clean up aisle 4. Ghoul has made a complete mess.
Yep. His body's lying everywhere.
Yeah,
Not-
yeah. There's like equipment and gear and pieces of an Omnic. It's
Yep.
yeah, it's like a lot of litter here in the
like-
streets of Esperanza.
Yep. Coming and get blown to shreds. It's actually reapproaching on the Roadhog. Nice biomed though to open this one up.
So I'm trying to hang on here. That got 2 with that stun. Kind of Chillo's able to follow it up. As where you see the Torb make a debut here as well. We haven't really had a chance to talk about that one. Pulse Bomb blocked by their own Maywall.
Oh
Looked
no!
like Anonymous might have saved some lives there with that Maywall. You know what? Trying to help out their friend? I don't know. Do we have a traitor in our midst? More investigation is required.
Indeed. I mean, to be fair, the pulse bomb probably wouldn't have stuck anyways, but having that Maywall there didn't help anybody in all in that scenario. Small?
No, the
Okay.
pulse bomb had already hit the ground before the wall came up, but I think
yeah,
the
there
wall
you go.
blocked some of the splash damage. But yeah, I don't know. It was a fun thing to talk about. I don't know if that would have made a difference. Okay, Tiny. Maybe it wouldn't have killed anybody, but I still wanted to point it out just so I could rag on Anonymous for a minute.
I know we're gonna be very nitpicky about all the plays we're watching you guys. We're gonna critique you anytime we see something that goes wrong, okay? Very critical today, putting on our coaching hats.
Yep, we're expecting perfect. That's what this is about. Perfect gameplay, right? No. We're just having fun, friends. Hopefully, our players are as well. Trying to see who can out-violence in the name of love.
Oh gosh, we're fun-facilitators today. That's what we are. I love that word. Oh, that's a Roadhog in the face of Ghoul and an immortality field to keep. Oh, wow.
Oh my god.
There's no way that they lived through that.
No, that Roadhog just got absolutely melted. Oh, speaking of melted, there's a bunch of ice on the battlefield now. Anonymous tried to throw out a blizzard, but there was a Transcendence at hand. Runaway, equipped to handle whatever last night leftovers are thrown at him on this map. TS1 has not really stopped walking forward. There has been very little pull on this push map. It has been all go, no reverse.
Yep, it's only push, no pull, no reversal. This robot doesn't know the backwards direction, apparently. It's only the forwards one, and it's honestly we might be seeing a full capture here with that turret firing away. So its last limb. Even got a Somber out to try to contest this one, but Sleeping Roadhog isn't going to do too much to stall out a robot as we whipped through that 4th map, Bull Skunk.
That was real fast. That was too fast. All right. Hey, you know what? I'll give him some props. I'll give him some props.
Yep.
You know, I was hoping to see more of this map, but you know what? We also saw Outrunaway just come in and walk this bot in roughly 4 minutes. So I'm saying bring back 2 CP. You capping, my friend. There's no way you would rather play Temple of Anubis than this.
Oh, yes,
I don't buy it.
Yeah.
I don't buy it.
We're calling out the liars here. Don't appreciate it. I don't know what kind of push mode you're playing, but hey, maybe you're somebody that just got maybe a bit squished, like we witnessed previously. But you know, honestly, that highlight reel so incredibly short because it was so short. It was 4 minutes. It was all Sojourn headshots. I think is basically that sums up what we just saw.
It was Ghoul and the Outrunaways again.
Every time.
I think that may be my next band name. I'm gonna have to start a band. We'll call it Ghoul and the Outrunaways.
Hey, it sounds like that tunnel. We should give it to them. They can form their own rock band. You know, they'll have to perform for us. Give us a nice halftime show, which actually be our at halftime. There's gonna be no halftime show this time around, but we will catch you back on the other half. Give these players a chance to regroup and be back for match number 5.
Got the feeling, come back to me. Got the feeling, come back to Got the feeling. Got the feeling. I feel so alive. I've never felt this way before. It must be you and I. It's got me thinking about us more. It's these bright lights, they put me in a daze, and I can't stop but think about the way that you move around up and down on that stage. It's your future vibes. Bright lights, they put me in a daze, and I can't stop but think about the way that you move around, up and down on that stage as your future vibes. Bright lights, they put me in a daze, and I can't stop but think about the way that you move around, up and down on that stage as your future vibes.
Well, welcome back, friends, to the Pop Off for Poot Nugget charity stream. And, well, we're about to head into map number 5. Looks like we're going to shake things up a little bit, Tiny.
Oh yeah, we are definitely shaking things up. Not a little bit, but actually a whole lot, because these players are switching teams. We're going to switch it up, make it a bit more fun, add some spice to the NECC, maybe more of that spicy cheese you were talking about earlier. Way back in our first map, you get to see it switch up a little bit, and that's very exciting. One, to give these players a chance, they don't feel like that they're being 4-0'd, I guess you could say, but
Right.
Switch it up. More competitive fun. We like fun. That is what we are here for.
Well, you know, sometimes when one person takes over the lobby, it can start to feel like a little bit of a beatdown. And we want everybody just to enjoy themselves, have a good time. So we're gonna keep it fresh. It's fresh spicy cheese. That's
Fresh spicy cheese.
That's what I'm going with. Fresh spicy
Okay.
cheese.
And not the stuff that.
That's my new gamer tag. I'm just gonna rebrand to fresh spicy cheese.
Fresh spicy cheese, not the one that's been sitting in the back of the refrigerator for months that you just don't want to touch because it smells so bad. You know,
No, that's the funky spicy cheese.
Oh, that's the funky spicy cheese?
That's
Okay.
the funky spicy cheese. That's my alter ego. The funky spicy cheese is actually really good. Like, it's scary, but it's delicious.
I mean,
Yes, I'm just gonna let that one sink in.
I know, we're thinking about, like, what does that mean right now? Take a second, like, yeah. We'll have to see this funky spicy cheese alter ego at some point, you know? Sounds entertaining.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. Tangents abound. Let's bring it back on track here, and let's talk about why we're here in the first place. Enough goofing about, but we are here for a purpose, and we are more than halfway through for our stream. We would love for you all to contribute anything you can to our campaign and trying to help out Chef Billy and his family. 100% of the funds will go to them. Link in the description of the video. I'll take you to a donation website that we've set up. Really appreciate everybody just being here, giving your love and support and time, and anything you can donate financially is obviously very much appreciated as well. So a massive appreciation from myself, from the NECC team, from Chef Billy himself. Yeah, thank you.
Yep, thank yous going around, and we do have the readies up from our players in their brand new teams. If you can take a peek in our background, actually you get to see the map screen now. We're heading off to Ilios, and it's Dusky South, taking a look at where these teams might have swapped around, and it does look, I feel like the majority of them, it looks like Kinda Cello, and Spiderbite took a swap, and so did Patchazil and Chloe Alex, and those appear to be the only ones that we've seen so far. Actually, that's probably the majority. That's the most swaps we can make without it being the same team. So we like to see it.
Yeah, if you just swap everybody, then you just take in the rosters and put different names on them, right?
It took a minute for my brain to process that, but, you know, this is what makes sense. It makes a lot more sense. And so does Roadhog on the well. Roadhog's home as well. There is a game mode dedicated to Roadhog on well of Ilios. So Smoke playing that one is a shocker to absolutely nobody.
I love
Runaway. Yeah.
I love playing the Savior Roadhog, who just pulls the Roadhogs out of the well in that game mode. I don't know why. It's just satisfying.
It is, but it's so annoying though. Every time it's like you get tossed around that circle, and you're just stuck there. Like, what do you do at that point? Such a big hitbox, and so I'm not playing kindly to Cello, the opposing side with the Bastion at all.
You know, so I have came up with a vengeance, trying to represent casters the best of his human ability. Ice block used early, and Anonymous is in a lot of trouble there, I'm afraid. And it's Out Runaway, who are going to take this point back. It was an early cap from last night leftovers. So despite losing this fight, they are building percentage this entire time. Smoke's still hanging on. Kind of Cello gets another pick, and as they losing this fight, they're starting to turn it around. Out Runaway does go ahead and flip the point. The reinforcements are now here for last night leftovers. And Smoke kind of whiffs on that hook a little bit. That doesn't matter. So Danim goes down in the end.
The point was flipped throughout all that, so I guess 12% loss for late night leftovers and 12% gained for Runaway. Ice sandwich there. That doesn't keep you safe for as long as you wanted, Spider Bite. I can still see you through that ice wall. So far, last night's leftovers on the back, kind of Cello returning with the Vengeance. Wasn't happy how I've treated them previously. Like, you know what? Screw it. I'm going all in. Just shredded through that Junker Queen with no mercy at all.
That was like a blueberry strawberry ice cream sandwich mix. Now I want ice cream.
Oh. Now you want ice cream? But if you get ice cream, you have to like commit to the good flavors. Like if you get fruit and ice cream, like
I don't know, strawberry ice cream's pretty good.
Really?
I like strawberry ice cream.
I view it as healthy ice cream. If I'm getting dessert, it's not gonna be healthy.
Give me double chocolate.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Last night leftovers ended up winning that last fight while we were talking about ice cream. Oh no, they're both going in. Yep. Amazing. That was from the top ropes too. That was.
Somebody tell Soap that you can cancel pin now. I don't think that he knows that yet.
Oh, we're typing that one in Discord.
Make sure that he knows of his mistakes. Uh-oh, it's another ice cream sandwich right in the middle. They got a bit of room to play around this time, though, and so
they do. In fact, it was just the perfect range for some swinging. Soav does end up falling as Smoke has been practicing in their hog game mode.
Yeah, keep up
Just
the practice. Yeah.
3 players on the pointer for Out Runaway. Smoke shot. Oh no! Everybody goes into the well.
We get a death POV right there. Thank you very much. We appreciate that perspective. And Birdman with a rally though. He needs to turn this one around at some point. You got Reinhardt and his mini me brawling it out.
Into the pit you go! There goes another one! Oh man, we should have started a counter for how many people go in the well. Oh, another missed opportunity. Big shout out to Caroline, our observer here for today and for a lot of games at NECC for giving us, those awesome death cams. I love the well cam.
Yeah, we love the well cam. I like to see everyone just... You can actually see them at the bottom of the well, I thought for a second, which...
Yeah.
I thought it was a bottom.
Yeah, it's not an endless pit. There is actually a bottom.
Yeah. Good
Who
to
knew?
know. You can already see in the chat, there's just some back and forth trash talk going on. These players being on different teams are like, oh, we're...
I'm a caster. I don't learn. Hey, don't speak for yourself,
Hey.
Soav. Hey.
Hey. I take offense to that, personally.
Oh, it's true. It's true, Tiny. We never learned.
We do. I mean, honestly, I feel like my brain turns off when I play the game of Overwatch. Like, I know what I should be doing or what should be happening, but it just doesn't. Oh.
Ooh. Talk about threading the needle.
Okay.
Anonymous getting angry. Anonymous wants to win a map for Poop Nugget. Trying their darndest to pop off for Poop Nugget. And Anonymous is finding success. Now it's kind of Cello's turn. As the Bastion is on the other foot.
On both robotic legs that move very, very slowly. Kind of just trots around. And Bastion, I don't really know. But I do like to see that where's the Widowmaker duel again. No!
Oh!
We saw it coming. We saw it, but Ghoul sure did not.
Tally 1 for Anonymous.
Squeaking
I tell you,
angrily.
that's the most important aspect of this entire set of games today is that duel.
Yep. I want to see these two. And honestly, if we put those two on the same roster, I don't know how entirely fair that would pan out to be. But having them on the same team would sure be entertaining.
I don't know. This duel has been highly entertaining as well. There it is! Anonymous wins it again! It's a +2 to Anonymous on this map. I think that's a plus to Anonymous overall. I should have been keeping tally. There was a lot of bingo cards I needed today that I did not bring.
I'll bring them out. Join go to the senior center, go steal some of their bingo cards, and put some Overwatch characters on them. That might work out in somebody's favor.
Are you suggesting stealing from a senior center?
No.
It's all
it
good
doesn't
fun,
have-
friends.
It is.
Full disclaimer: we do not recommend stealing
No.
anything
No,
from
no,
a senior center.
This is what happens when we go off on tangents, Molskunk. We don't have any control. It gets all this out the window.
Oh, speaking of windows, Birdman just made good use of one. Holy crap, that was a 3K for Birdman.
Looking like Shoe out there.
10 out of 10 segue, by the way. I was just gonna pat myself on the back for that one.
That was really good. Good for you. I would played off that
Thank
one
you,
really
thank you.
well. I would have
Thank
done that personally.
Anonymous wins it again.
Oh, that's the third time now?
Third.
In a row?
Just on Ruins, yeah.
Ruins alone. This is a reset from Circuit Royale and saying I am the superior Widowmaker. That's really all this is. It's just I am better than you.
Cello making an argument for what is the worst ultimate in the game, whether it is the Bastion ult or Terra Surge.
Yeah, arguably could be either.
Well, I mean, it's so difficult to get your value out of.
Especially on such an open map like this one.
Yeah.
I guess if you can't run away, maybe you can do it, but you're not running away if you're stuck down on your back because your ground broken on your feet.
Nope, there's actually nothing left of Runaway on this point. I guess their Spider Bite is on the point, and Mortality Field was desperately thrown out. As Birdman makes it back in, but no triple kill this time for Birdman. There you go, last night leftovers. Able to take Ilios. It's 2-0. I guess it's just wherever you have the Bastion. Wherever
the Bastion
who's winning
is.
right now. Yeah.
The Battle of the Bastion there.
Ooh, Bourbon Bite Fixer.
Ooh.
Bourbon has made their way through the battle pass. My goodness.
That battle pass, I feel like I played this game way too much, and I'm not even close to finishing it. I'm like, how do these people have all of these titles already? What do you do in your life? I must know. I want to be able to play Overwatch that much.
Yeah, I've made it through. I'm on the second one. I have the second title, but I haven't gotten up to Bite Fixer yet. That's up there. That's up there.
You still have the title, dude. That's something. That's for sure.
Up there. I'm at like 90 something. Ah, hey, we get some highlights. Oh, we get the sandwich.
Oh.
Of course, if we're gonna talk well, we had to talk about the ice cream sandwich. And of course, we've got to see some people actually go into the well, right? Like that's got to be part of this
Please.
highlight. Is Last Night Leftovers here is just cleaning up. Anonymous making sure everybody stays nice and refreshed. This is the pin. All right, pin of the day. Pin of the day. There's a little bit of revenge. So I've down at the bottom of the well for the second time. This time, not of their own accord.
Yeah, and this time you didn't bring a friend with you, so you just get to party down there all by yourself. Actually, no, Spider-Bite gave you a friend.
Oh, yeah, you know what? And Smoke went to go join him. Well, he's like, hey, don't let them have all the fun. Smoke, why don't you go down and join the party? And they're so ended in the pit for the third time on the well. So I was
Stay on the map
intimately familiar.
challenge, impossible.
Yeah. Anonymous winning the duel here. Feels good, man.
Not a mouse, superior Widowmaker. To set it straight after Circuit Royale, it's like, if you had any idea Ghoul was going to be the better Widowmaker, it is me, and it will always be me, as well as Birdman, who actually completely flipped this fight around for their team as well. Which is crazy to think about the impact that Ultimate truly had. I mean, we were talking about, I think that might have been when we were talking about stealing bingo cards.
Yeah,
but
I think it was.
We have to give credit to Birdman, too, where it's due. That's a nice part of highlights. We can talk about all of this other stuff, but we still get to see the true heroic plays in the end.
You know what? It's just everybody giving what they can, talents, time, and everything else here to try to help Chef Billy. So, it's nice of Birdman, to come through and show us their talents.
Yep, we'll love to see it. Mini Shoe, maybe he's been taking lessons and we just never knew.
The shoe is
1v1.
on the other foot.
Exactly.
I'm just going to stare at you awkwardly.
You're just gonna stare at me awkwardly? I know. I'm like, oh, wait, what's happening? I'm like, you're just looking over the corner. What's over the corner? What's over there? I don't know what's over in the corner. What are you looking at?
What's in that corner?
What is in that corner? I don't know what's in that corner. Yeah,
We're being told we're going to look at our maps. Here we go.
see,
There they are.
we can't move on ourselves. Our production has to tell us to move on.
Yeah,
for us.
no, we're like herding cats here. Watch Point Gibraltar coming up next, I think is what we're supposed to be talking about. Winston, perhaps? Yeah?
It could be anything at this point. Like,
Oh, truly.
but Winston definitely most likely out of everything we've seen. Maybe a diva, but probably Winston. Smoke and Soab seem very comfortable on those. We do get to see the team switch up a bit more again. I'm curious where they're going to do that because there are so many places they can do that this time. Now that I actually put thought into how those swaps can pan out. So.
Yeah, speaking of swaps, we are going to go ahead and just start swapping people around as far as teams go from here on in. So Chloe, Alex, and Theory 3 are now swapping sides in the support role. And then we're going to have Smoke and Soav Datum swapping sides. So tanks are swapping.
Okay.
I think we're getting just closer back to what the original
Right,
teams
that's
were.
what I was thinking too. I think those, because weren't they all just on the same? There's only one player that's not on the original team, correct?
Yes, that's
Oh
correct.
boy.
That's
Yeah.
correct.
It's Cello and who was the other one who swapped?
Ghoul hasn't swapped yet.
Ghoul's
Cello
not yet.
actually swapped.
Well, that's
So
what
it's
I meant.
actually-
Cello
it's Ghoul-
swaps with Bert.
Yeah, it's Ghoul and Anonymous are now the
that's-
only two
yeah,
that have
yeah.
stayed stationary. So Ghoul is still on Outrun Away, and Anonymous is still on Last Night Leftovers.
Yep, it's the only swap that we're seeing. Hey, you know what? It's better than nothing. We don't want to. If we swapped those two as well, we'd just be back to the same two teams that we had before, which
With
might
just
not
different
be
names.
as well.
Different
Yeah,
names
but
to
just
swap.
different names, you know. Completely just swap the team names. That's how you shake. You could.
Now seems like a good time to remind you of why we're here. Again, this whole event is support Chef Billy and his family. So link in the description. Please go check it out. Please donate if you can. Otherwise, as always, we just appreciate you being here and showing love and support. It's we're here having fun. We're trying to have a good time and all that. But of course, there's a serious cause underlying it all. So you just want to keep that in mind and keep that at the forefront and be sure and express our appreciation for all your support out there.
Yep, everything that we've seen so far, our players, everyone in the chat who has come to support our viewers today it's absolutely wonderful, and we know that Chef appreciates it, and all of us over here do as well. And with that,
Chef Billy's a dear friend of mine. I've known him for quite a few years now. We've kind of grew up together as casters. So I mean, this means a lot to me personally. It's Billy's family feels like my family at times, and so this really does hit home for me in a special way. So I am truly very appreciative, and I know Billy is too. Billy has reached out to me personally already today to express his appreciation and his love, and so I'm going to just go ahead and extend that out to everybody. Really is important and really is appreciated. We may be joking about ice cream and other such shenanigans here on the cast, but there's a lot of love and support behind it all, and yeah, I can't thank everybody enough. Many thank yous to everybody involved.
many
Viewers and NECC alike.
We should get a bot in the chat just to spam thank you all the time, because that's the only way that I think we would be able to see thank you enough and be happy about it. And
Right.
I mean, rolling out here, I'm looking at the composition of the defense right now, and I'm thinking, this is some fun stuff.
That's what you like to see. So I'm pulling out the doofus once again. Anonymous is just feeling this Widowmaker duel. I think they have just landed. I mean, this definitely feels almost personal between Ghoul and Anonymous at this point, because neither are swapping off the Widowmaker. Neither are going to be the one to succumb or to forfeit and then make a swap. They're just going to muscle out and see who can get the most kills. Right now it's Ghoul. That's Ghoul with 3 here and 1-0 in the 1v1 versus Anonymous on Watch Point Gibraltar. Ooh, it's a 1-1.
Oh, yeah, it's a 1-1. I mean, Ghoul's pride was definitely hurt after that last one, seeing how they're playing back into this, but Anonymous is like, yeah, you have your moment. It's my turn. My time to shine. Payload still is moving under the bridge. You're controlling the high ground. You can only do it for so long as the payload's moving. I do find interesting is this Symmetra pick, as well as Theory, a little lonely on the objective without their team to support them. But kind of Cello's played, like, he's played the Bastion. We've seen this Symmetra, and now the Torbjorn. Like, that is the definition of cheese heroes in Overwatch. I really don't know what else to say about that. It's just that kind of player, but you know what? It works. Some people play Symmetra straight up till Masters, and if you can do that in this game, good for you, but won't be this time around. The smoke squishes him back to a pancake.
Yeah, Smoke went ahead and swapped over. Oh, nice shot. That's 2-1. So Anonymous in the duel. Smoke has swapped over to the Winston. Decided the Sigma wasn't getting the job done. Like, wait a minute. This is Winston's home for a reason. This is the map when it pops up. I know I can play Winston and nobody will flame me.
Yep, exactly. You're making it work as well. I know you need to have that access to the high ground, but look at the assists on that too. There's only so much you can really do as a Winston player. You're a CC sponge.
Well, you hit the nail on the head, and in that case, Smoke did not have access to the high ground, got stuck down in the car wash, and that was just unfortunate. Unfortunate for Smoke.
Yeah, incredibly. You're coming back in it. You're very close to Primal, so ideally, if you can get your ultimate up through this next dive attempt with your cooldowns, you'll get a reset as long as the longer fight's initiative. That's the goal, at least. Finding Chloe would be absolutely massive, assuming that's your target. Ultimate almost reached already, but Pulse Bomb!
And it clipped the door frame, too. If it had gone through the door frame, it probably would have killed despite not sticking. Chloe Alex will eventually go down. Spider Bite's going to make up for it with the pulse pistols and just find that kill. Primal Rage involved means Soav can't get out of the corner. And this is going to be Ghoul in the out runaways picking up point A.
Yeah, they were able to roll this one all the way through, and it's actually a very, at least half of their team is more traditional dive comp we saw at the very beginning of Overwatch. See that one come back, but the Baptiste Moira, tons of healing available for anything that they're going to need, as well as the Immortality Field that Patch decides to use, but you can't really keep yourself out, and in the end just ended up staggering yourself a bit further. And it's time, Lanix Leftovers have had enough. They're like, we've had our fun. We are doing back to what we know the best, and that is the Bastion.
Yeah, and Anonymous takes a convincing lead in the Widow 1v1 after that kill. That is a 4-1 as far as that head-to-head matchup. Kanicho, like you said, it had enough. Pulls out the Omnic.
Where even was Ghoul in that? I didn't think that. I mean, we were looking straight into the face of Anonymous, and they were jumping up. We didn't see where Ghoul was, and that was just a crazy shot. Wherever they might have been positioned, predicting where that Widowmaker was popping their head out into the open, and has to finish this one off in classic fashion, and that will be the unlocking of point B.
I'm inclined to give Ghoul 2 points for that one, because that was just gorgeous, but we'll leave it at it's 2-4 in the head-to-head between Ghoul and Anonymous right now. Anonymous does have an advantage. Infrasight is up.
You have the
So you can see how much priority they're putting in this Widow 1v1. Like, wait, there's supports down low out in the open? Nah. I'm going to go for Ghoul, who's hiding behind the tower up there.
I know, I mean, with Widowmaker, one of your main priorities is to counter the other Widowmaker just existing.
It's true.
Straight up existing, just deny space, and that's what you need to do, not allow these Widowmakers to get anything done. Actually, kind of chill out. We'll be taking the duel this time around, and another Angry Monkey this end.
Zed! Oh. Zed going for a dip.
Nope. Yep.
I hope Omnix can swim.
Hopefully. Maybe they're waterproof at this point.
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, you know, a bit heavy. I don't know there's much buoyancy to an Omnic.
That would probably be
What was that?
That would probably be your main concern with buoyancy, but I mean, we're talking about the actual fight that's happening out here, and that's Anonymous. Taking things seriously, once more, desperately, trying to get themselves onto the payload, give their team a fighting chance.
I don't know. Anonymous dipped out of the Widow duel. I feel like that's a point for Ghoul. Ghoul sticking with it.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're gonna have a harder time finding these headshots. I mean, have plenty more room to work, but a window closing that opportunity pretty quick.
Yeah, I will place window from Pachisa. Bashing through a window is just nasty amounts of damage. That is just filthy. And that bomb can't be underrated either. That bomb does a ton of damage. Birdman had to use the protection Suzu just to prevent the outburst of that grenade, the explosion of that grenade, from doing any more harm.
No.
But trying to chase a Tracer around with that ultimate, that's ambitious.
And it did some damage, right? It did 43 damage. Better than nothing, but still not even a third of the health pool to find the value. Ghoul actually gave up on the Widowmaker duel themselves, going back to the Sojourn, which we know they are just as deadly on. Anonymous, too far up, was traded out for Spider Bite, give him some chance.
Yeah, $1.15 on the clock. $1.15 on the clock? Sure, we'll go with that.
Yep.
Transcendence out. Runaway, if they get out now, they might be able to get 2 more fights out of this, or if they can find a couple of picks and turn this into an engagement. With the tank going down, it's looking promising, but Ghoul is super low, and the grenade's going to finish them off. Continue rush out from Runaway, and they're going to surge forward, grabbing a 3-piece along the way. And I believe it's just Anonymous left on the point, trying to stall for reinforcements.
Birdman built up that Kitsune rush incredibly fast. Just swapping over to that Kiriko, that past fight, and so have suspended midair with absolutely nothing to support them, give them a chance of fighting back. Only can swing the Carnage ass because this payload will complete its journey, inevitably, unless somehow we pull out a 1v5 turnaround.
No, Spider-Bite's just going to kill everybody. Spider-Bite got 2 kills just back to back there. That was awesome. I'd also like to point out how much shielding Smoke got from that Bastion. Put up the kinetic grasp, and then suddenly that health bar was just at like 3,000. It was nuts.
800 HP Sigma. Oh, it feels so good. As a Sigma main, I can tell you, and Smoke really taking advantage of playing that Sigma into the Bastion worked out in their favor pretty well. It's probably the most consistent one to not only eat that damage, you have the shield to help your team in that scenario. Once that cooldown is out of the way, with the turret form, you can kind of walk forwards. And I mean, we're probably going to see a different story. Moving on now. I want to see more of the Winston, but you know that's exactly what we're not going to see. Maybe we'll see a hook teleport and a swap, but honestly, could be quite unlikely.
Smoke's Winston looked really good.
Yeah.
Like, no joking. Smoke's Winston was actually very nice.
I mean,
what's your favorite out? Hey, there you go, Cello. All right. Cello with the right answer.
Oh, aren't you? You're like a really big Dallas fan, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm born and raised in Dallas.
Oh, well, there you go. Lucky you. It just works out. They're doing pretty good this year. I'm curious why.
I was a fan through all the crappy years, so
you're allowed to enjoy the good ones.
Yes. Yeah, give me these, by all means. I love the London Spitfire C9 shout out as well. Good squad. What a turnaround story they have had.
Oh yeah, it's been great to see throughout the season. You know, we're talking about pros. I mean, this is probably far from pro Overwatch, but it's certainly just as entertaining.
I don't know, the way Ghoul and Anonymous, and I mean, like some of these Birdman's been playing. Like, it wouldn't take much for some of these collegiate players to go pro, to be honest. Optic for Valorant, and that's also a Dallas team. They're also, I guess, Optic actually owns Envy now, which is kind of weird.
I'm confused by that whole mess of who owns what nowadays. I feel like it changes up so much. You need to have like a whole spreadsheet just dedicated to who owns what, who goes where. And Ghoul certainly owns the high ground. Cello will not be taking that away from them anytime soon.
No, Sorov lands on Ghoul. They're just going to die instantly. There it is! The Immortality Field! Oh, Ghoul stepped out of the Immort. I'm not sure it would have saved him staying in it anyway, but in the end, Spider-Bite is going to find some revenge, as this is just a back and forth, kills being traded left and right between our two squads as they battle for the high ground. Spider-Bite wins out a duel over Cello. That was kind of clean.
I mean, you say a duel, but both Birdman and Theory kept them alive to give them time to actually land the shots with Hanzo. So, if you consider Spider-Man, yes, you did take out the Reapers, but they had some assistance along the way, most definitely. But these trades out, Ghoul putting themselves up another leg in the Widow 1v1, but still have finding 2. Could be just taking away that little victory point they just earned themselves.
It is now a 3-4 favoring Anonymous in the Widow 1v1, for those of you keeping track at home.
I'm imagining you with a tally sheet just by your desk, just marking down every time one of these Widowmakers gets an elimination.
Pretty much.
Oh, Tail's been unlocked. We missed that.
Wait, who capped?
I don't know!
Well, I mean, obviously last night leftovers capped. Who let that go through? I was putting tick marks down. Spider-Bite's still gonna find a 3-piece, but you gave up the objective, so.
Where's Smoke going? Oh, they're setting up.
Smoke's on an adventure.
Definitely are, but I'm trying to think here. Are they going for a pin off a spawn? Like, how often do you see that on this map? You're gonna hear the Reinhardt like coming at you. It's a loud cooldown. Oh,
yep.
Almost got it.
Yeah, Donoval's just got the grapple up in time, and Smoke wasn't quite lined up perfectly.
Oh.
I was not expecting the flank sneaky pin. That was not on my bingo card. I did not have sneaky pin in there.
I mean, how much Reinhardt did we expect to see in the first place, to be honest? Oh, Spider Bite!
That was filth!
It really was. I mean, honestly, we're questioning what kind of spider is Spider Bite. If it's like a Black Widow, then okay, maybe you're dead. If it's like one of the spiders I find in my backyard, then oh, okay, that's just mildly annoying. But this guy is definitely got a deadly pack of a punch.
No, there's some venom in that bite, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
So after swapping over to Winston, actually wins out the battle over Smoke. It looks like 4-3 will be the end of our tally, as Anonymous and Ghoul have both swapped around. No Widow duel here in the hangar. Canichello in the back with the Death Blossom's going to pick up 2 with that. Both supports are going to fall. And that should stop this attack, although, I mean, like, all rules are just kind of out the window for this gig. And so Ghoul is still trying to engage, despite having no supports. And that is a rude Death Blossom. Thank you, Theory. That's true. It's true. That was rude. Canichello, that was rude.
It was rude, but to be fair, think of all the possibilities that if you're 1v2ing a support line in the back, that's probably one of the few ways that you're actually going to be able to win that fight out.
A nice protection Suzu in there, just to kind of protect. While the dragons were going across, there was a window up from Pachizl. That I believe that was the threat that caused protection Suzu to come out. And they are still holding. That cart was incredibly close, but there's only 1 point on the board still, Tiny.
Only one on the board, and Smoke is on the Diva. I believe just swapped this last fight, but Anonymous knows the payload is so close. They're just waiting for the back to move. But no, Fortune's coming back. You're gonna be A-okay.
I can't help but wonder if they had sat there a little bit longer, like would the C9 had happened. You know, let them get impatient and just push it that extra couple meters. It's doubtful, but I can't help but wonder.
We can wonder, we can theorize all we want, and we can also think about what might have happened had Canichello run away from the Diva. Oh, looking for the remake on the Soam, too? Oh.
Theory's gonna take him out. Oh, Anonymous. Oh, no. Alright, letting him get forward. There it is. Start with the back cap. Oh, nope, Ghoul is fully aware. Yeah. Ghoul will not be fooled on that. The moment Anonymous decloaked, Ghoul was there.
You try that once, you're not going to get away with it again. Like, you're aware at that point, you're not letting that payload out of your sights. Oh, doing it again?
I don't know if they're in the same room, but I kind of, in my head, I picture Anonymous just starts snickering for no reason, and Ghoul's like, why are you snickering? You know, and like their computers next to each other.
That would be hilarious. Looking at, I mean, if you did that, you could see exactly where the Sombra is. If you see anything suspicious, we know exactly what happened.
Ghoul leaning over, peeking at the monitor.
Oh, that's map. Okay.
What a way to end the map.
Yeah. boom. See your head later, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, they are heading out.
That was a really sudden end, I guess we could say, to that series. We're so focused on the potential the C9 had in that point, and we weren't really looking at the time that was left too much. But Spider-Man on that Hanzo.
Spider-Man really was kind of the standout during that map. I mean, I'm kind of just so zoomed in on the Ghoul versus Anonymous thing, like, which is why I got distracted with the C9 thing.
Yeah.
But Spider-Pite came out with a vengeance on that map. Now, well, yeah, let's take a look at some replays. Let's take a look at some highlights there from map number 6.
Let's see. Hey!
Anonymous got the final tally at 4-3 in the Widow head-to-head. In case you were wondering.
I mean, surprisingly close. I felt like it was pretty one-sided most of the time, but I guess there was just a couple that came in that weren't really shown as much within the first-person POV. So we still got to see some of these come through, but still especially on
that was the best shot of the whole map, though. That one from Ghoul. You know what? We could give him double points for that and make it a 4-4. I mean, Anonymous got a lot of the kills early. On when they were defending the leftovers. Last night leftovers. Anonymous got a ton of kills, got those 4. But Ghoul really started to bring it back.
Yeah, Ghoul ended up going back in with the Widowmakers, like, no, we're gonna make this even, we're on the same team. Yeah, we gotta make it look somewhat competitive, and I mean, after eventually swapping both of them away from the Widowmaker, it was a change. I expected the Widowmakers to actually last for the majority of the map, but it's quite challenging if you're playing into a D.Va versus somebody who's playing into Reinhardt, for example, to want to stay on the Widowmaker. In terms of the actual impact you're going to be able to have, you have another several targets to worry about.
And even more so once both of our tanks went Winston.
Oh, yeah.
Winston just seems to be designed to take down Widowmaker. I mean, they're the polar opposites as far as hero design, and really in every possible way. You couldn't have two more extremes than the way Winston is designed and built versus the way Widowmaker plays.
Yeah, it's... Unless you somehow get a fake out with that grapple, you're basically dead meat with the Widowmaker and the Winston just coming at you. It's a... What? Like 1-ton gorilla just launching at your face, and what can you do? Try to scoot away, but good luck doing that.
Yeah, shoot him in the face and then try to get out. That's your only option. That's your only option. But yeah, once we saw the Winston swaps, the Widows kind of went by the wayside.
Yeah.
But hey, you know what? That's the end of map 6. So it brings us up to an intermission. It's a good time to go hydrate. Well, a good time to remind y'all to please donate if you can, with the link in description to help out Chef Billy and his family. When we return, our last and final map of the event. We'll see you back here in a few minutes.
All the choices you made, did you make them again, 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 again? All the lies that you told, did you believe in them? All the choices you made, did you make them again, 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 again? All the lies that you told, did you believe in them? Again, 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 again. choices you made, would you make them again?
All the choices you made, would you make them again?
Would you make them All the choices you made, would you make them again?
All right, and we are back for our final map of the Pop Off for Poot Nugget charity event. During the break, we had Crunchy Mage come through with a $15.79 donation, saying, "My condolences. I hope this helps." It does. It does. Every bit helps. And just being here, showing love and support helps. So thank you. Thank you very much, Crunchy Mage. That put us at the $100 mark. Awesome. Absolutely awesome.
Yeah, pretty much exactly at that $100 mark too. So thank you so much. So get a good checkpoint going on, and it's time for our final map of the evening. It will be Paradiso. Never say that one correctly, but it is very nice to look at, regardless of how you pronounce it. Did I?
You nailed it. Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
Well
I thought it was
done.
the first time. Woohoo! Every time I've said that, somebody always corrects me, and I'm like, oh, okay. You know what? Hey, we figured it out. We get there eventually. It only took 5 casts to do it.
See, there you go. You're proving Soav wrong. We do learn. We do learn.
We do learn. Maybe not in the game, but we do learn outside of it. That is for sure.
Exactly. Speaking of the game, we are going to have our final map. Everybody's just going to off-roll. So we're keeping the teams themselves the same. We're not swapping people around this time. Everybody is just changing up their role. It's more of that spicy cheese.
Spicy cheese. Very, very spicy cheese. Dude,
Anything I could do to make her laugh is a win in my book. All right? I feel like I've just spent this entire charity stream just trying to throw you off your game. You're tough.
You're doing a good job of that.
No,
you really
I don't
have
know.
been. It's starting to
You're
make me
tough
think
nut to
a lot.
crack.
I'm like, Oh, I'm usually very serious, so it's just like, ooh, I gotta have fun. I'm gonna laugh. You're making me laugh. It's
You're
fun.
gonna have fun, all right?
Forced fun.
Forced fun.
Forced fun. I'm actually having fun though. No, don't get that mixed up. So, I hope these players are too, especially that we're taking a new direction again with some off rolls. Let's see who is on what. Ooh, no more Widowmaker duel. I mean, everyone has to off roll, so that wouldn't even be an option in the first place. But Anonymous versus Birdman on the tank now. What are they
Awesome.
going to pull out the next? We like that. And honestly, tank, regardless if you've taken one away, I feel like tank roll has become even more important.
Oh,
Which
it
is having
truly
the one.
has.
It just defines the composition at this point.
And which defines the style and how you want to play.
Yep.
That really defines what's optimal for the entire rest of the team, and what distance they want to hold, how quickly they want to engage. I mean, the tank really is the defining factor for your entire squad.
Precisely. I mean, last night's leftovers, completely different style. You have the Zarya, you're looking for more of an anti-dive thing, and Chloe, I'm not exactly sure what happened to Chloe. Maybe fell off the map somewhere, but either way, are running over them anyways. With Birdman on the Diva, controlling that pace, giving it that speed, not a lot of healing, but a crap ton of damage.
Impressed already with Smoke's Echo. Not quite as clean as the Winston, but still very comfortable in the air. Got some good kills there. Still rocking the Atlanta Rain skins. Smoke has a lot of Atlanta Rain skins. This is one thing I have learned over the course of today.
A lot. That guy's a diehard Atlanta Rain fan. And hopefully they're cheering for him throughout the playoffs, as they actually did qualify this time. Actually, be playing later this weekend. But look at
him
some
go.
Smoke. All right, we see you. Are we sure this guy's off rolling?
I mean, that's what they say. That's what they say. Apparently, Smoke is off roll.
Totally believe that. Maybe they were off rolling on tank and Echo. Maybe they're an Echo one trick on DPS. That could be possible. Echo.
Yeah,
still
very much so. Very much so.
pretty consistent hero.
Hey, Pachizal going over to Soldier to try to counter now.
Ooh, okay. I mean, if that Smoke's like, okay, I see you. I've done some stuff. So I finally being acknowledged. As Chloe is looking to make up for some ground here with Anonymous. Actually on the Diva Mirror, which I like to see. That means you can have a bit quicker of engages, but Chloe still being denied no matter what angle they are trying to approach at.
And Smoke continues to cause all these problems here for Outrunaway and their defense. Or, excuse me, for last night leftovers. The Smoke
Wow.
just comes through and cleans house. Wow. Double kill with the focusing beam to boot. Like, the whole 9 yards. Smoke is giving us everything you'd want out of an Echo. Even the tech is the Sombra. Yeah, they'll get it. They'll get it.
That's gonna be the point right there. I mean, even if the I mean, you're half a tank when you do the kick tank nowadays. You got half that HP, but the back, you're gonna get them with a reback and force the self-destruct. That's a good enough value out of that ultimate to begin with.
And Smoke is gonna get a self-destruct in their own right. This is just Diva Chaos abound. Naughtymouse getting the Goomba Stomp kill. Oh, onto a Valking Mercy? Alright, Smoke. Alright.
I don't know what to say about this one, Smoke. I mean, maybe they're all on tank. Just a secret Echo player. Theory on the Bastion, too, which we failed to mention at this point. Now we can see the worst ultimate in the game. Let's see if it finds anything at all. Looking for Ghoul, but...
Ghoul's kind of caught in a corner! Oh. Okay, he's able to get out. Oh, you can defense matrix that as well, as we just saw. As Birdman ate that last mortar shell. Or, excuse me, that was Anonymous ate that last mortar shell.
And that's the whole reason that ultimate is so weak. There's so many ways that, one, you can run away from it, and two, it can just be completely negated if you wanted to. At least you can still shred in this turret form. That's something with the Bastion.
Definitely shredding. Pachizal trying to answer back, but you know what? It's Smoke again. Comes through to shut down the tack visor. And just continues to be a menace on this battlefield. Echo with a Kitsune Rush, that should be illegal. That's too much damage. When that reduces all your cooldowns, that's more sticky bombs. Pachizal finally shuts them down, ends that killing spree.
You needed that really, really badly. Moving forwards and Patch just going to continue. All right, we see you.
Yeah, Pachizal is, which I've changed to Pachizal. It was Pachizal, I don't know. With Pachizal, it's been a cheesy theme kind of day.
Yep.
So I just figure it fits at this point. I'm rolling with it.
And
But big 3K for them in that last fight. So hold on.
Oh, the EMP on the only Spider Bite. They do manage to get the trade out. That's some value you can get with that EMP. Which honestly, the solo, you can get that extra damage focus, but Anonymous definitely getting focused from so many directions, just hoping to get a remac, and even gets an elimination.
Because they knew they had the self-destruct to work with, so they did just kind of face tank that one. And it worked out. Smoke falls victim to the self-destruct. And last night leftovers are able to plant their feet a little bit. Still a lot of time on the clock, though.
Oh, an incredibly large amount. Holding this for 3 minutes is going to be a tall ask in Chloe. Unfortunately, unable to teleport away from that particular ultimate. It's like third diva on the field. Once more. Someone just wants to duplicate diva. It's like the best thing to duplicate here.
I mean, having 2 tanks in Overwatch 2 is just OP. Like, it's just nuts. That's
Even
the
if
bonus
it's-
self-destruct coming out. Oh, but Cheezel can't get away. Unfortunate. Almost made it inside the room. Now Chloe Alex is a lone defender trying to hold down this objective. But this is outrun away. They have the player advantage, but Anonymous has managed to plant their feet a little bit, and Nano Boost kept them alive through a lot of that. Now look at Sydney Rush coming out from outrun away. And they're going to try to use that to just overwhelm at this point. Knowing they had the advantage, they're going to wrestle it back. It started looking dicey there for outrun away, but they're going to close it out in the end. So I was going to come eat some more time off the clock, but not much.
Yeah, not too much. Maybe if you got it below that 2-minute marker, that would have been a bit more valuable, but over 2 minutes, I mean, you'll still gain some time if you're capped over a certain limit. Timings are all very confusing with Overwatch. You know, it's like the 2 minutes, and then you got the 1 minute if you don't complete with any time at all. It's a lot to remember, but if you have extra time, the point is, the more time you have on the clock, the better. And 2 minutes, especially on Parisio, very nice to work with if we're heading to a third round, and Outrun going to do their best to prevent that from happening.
Outrun will go on the defense now.
Mm-hmm. I like the defense. Do we like the defense? I don't know. On this map, I feel like defense, especially on the second point, is pretty good. You can bounce around between all of these buildings. There is some way to get up there. I have not figured it out entirely. I need to go in this map and just a custom game and walk around and figure out how to get on top of every building like I see everybody else doing, but it's so difficult. There's players in so many different locations, you can never exactly tell. It's unpredictable and difficult to push up, and it's a very wide section. Typically, you think about how second points are in hybrid maps, and they're often, at least I'm thinking, they're a bit more open, and you have a bit more free space to work with. Breezo, no different at all.
No, but I like the way they break it up with all those rooftops and kind of back alleys and little stairwells. You can go inside a lot of those buildings. It's a very unique map design. Somehow they found a way to make hybrid feel a bit fresh with this map, and I really dig it. I wasn't a fan at first just because I think it just felt so different. But the more I have played this map, the more it grows on me, and I really love this map. Aww!
Aww!
It's a dance party!
It's a dance party! Oh, I love that.
Spider Bite handing out candy for everybody. Very thematic.
They're gonna do it for another 20 seconds, and then I think Chaos is gonna go. On this point, they're all face to each other. A 15-second timer waiting down to do. But, you know, this is what we're here for. We're here to spread the love and have fun in a dance party. And we'll start the 5-second countdown in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
Draw! That was amazing! Outstanding! I have never seen anything like that. That was incredible. I love it. I love it. Thank you. You killed my bird. Oh, poor Game Amine.
Actually just wants his pet bird.
Good, says Anonymous.
Good. Wow. Okay, Anonymous. I see what you're thinking over there, but it's basically a free first capture. So we'll talk about the second one a little bit more. And Smoke on the Tracer now away from the Echo. We'll see if they're going to be able to find the same destruction that they caused earlier.
My headset cut off there for a moment, so I apologize.
R.I.P. headset.
Yeah, it's alright. We're back. We're good. Theory on the Bastion. I got mad about giving up for that free point A attack.
I 100% idea that was. I mean, it was very clever. It was very cute. But,
Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. Yeah, Theory went in that mode when you see in the animation in the story where the eye goes all red and they just mow through the forest. Like, I felt like Theory just did that.
You kind of had to. That's just how Bastion works. You have moments like, oh, it's a nice peaceful robot. And like, it's just nature of such a hero with a high damage output and fast fire rates. But Anonymous swapping over to the once incredibly dominant hero. Still is pretty strong, but slightly less now with a couple changes being thrown her way.
I mean, there's a little bit more of a window to punish, but
Yeah.
the Zarya still gets super powerful when charged. And you still, just the nature of having to have two bubbles that you can decide what you want to do with is extremely strong. Unfortunately, not strong enough to overcome Theory's Bastion in this particular moment. Jedi nor Ant Matrix finding much value here for last night leftovers as the mortar shells become rocketing down from the sky. Last night leftovers are starting to regroup though. No real kills coming from Outrun Away either. And it's going to give time for Anonymous to get back into this fight with this grab. Transcendence is going to counter the Gravitic Flux. And Anonymous is back in.
Anonymous back in the fight. Nano has been expended too. This is a huge window of opportunity to work with Smoke, taking up their third DPS hero of the day. But hacked and discorded, you're taking a lot of damage when those two are stacked on top of each other.
Ooh, the grab is there! Last night leftovers is still so low in numbers though. They lost two people on the approach. By the time the grab came out, they get stopped just over 2 minutes shy of capping.
It's just over, and honestly, that would have given them a good outrun, gave them a good run for their money on that third point with 2:05 and the time bank had potential to do it. And you still have a bit of time to work with, but switching over to Wrecking Ball. Actually, wait, have we seen much Wrecking Ball today? Oh no, we did. We saw some on Midtown. That's right.
Yeah, way back at the top of the stream there. I was gonna say series, but it's not. I don't know. I think calling this a series is a bit, heavy-handed.
I mean, we're 5-1, right? At least there's some points on the board for last night leftovers after the teams were swapped around. Oh, looking for the kick. Didn't even want to do the shot. Had to do the BM there. Summer will escape it. The team's got the rest of them covered, so you're willing to make those sacrifices.
Birdman showing some savvy on the Junker Queen here towards the end of that fight. Another swap. Anonymous sticking with the Wrecking Ball. I loved Heyman's little portrait that they have for him now.
It's so cute.
It's like half cute, half angry. It's great.
Transcendence. Okay. Did you see what that was? Was that a Sombra that Donatello was scared by?
I think it was. I mean, there was a bit of a duel with Ghoul going on as well, but I don't think that's what prompted the trans.
Well,
No, that was a
never
nice
know.
toss of that translocator.
Yeah.
That was all the way from underneath the garage doors. Landed it perfectly in that window. That was a really cool spot. Unfortunately for Chloe Alex, they're already down too, so they're going to have to try to camp it out. You see the translocator fly out behind them. They know it's there. Runaway saw it. Oh, baited in.
Another translocator this time.
Oh, just translocated right into their face. Gets kicked. Chloe Alex at 1. Cello gets topped off. Oh. The passive healing coming in clutch for Cello on that one.
And face to face with the Junker Queen, Hanzo would typically be a losing battle, but if you got Storm Arrow, you are A-OK to move on forwards, and eventually this point will be capped as Anonymous finding a nice minefield to get 10 seconds remaining. Not a lot of time. Normally you have a greater time bank moving through, but at least you can give a shot at tying this one up.
Yeah, I mean they have to cap with time if they want an attack once we get into our extra attacks. Kill on the Theory, there's a good start. There's some work to be done. With 2 support ults though, last night leftovers have the resources to make it happen.
Chloe Alex says, I'm sorry. I think they just went after the Zenyatta and were like, yep.
Strike.
Like a price of the bowling ball. Wow.
Yep.
I mean,
Roll on
basically
the black skin too. It does kind of have a bowling ball look to it.
It does, yeah. There's one type of rodent to another. Not a mouse. A hamster. Those are both
Hey,
rodents, right?
true! I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Sound barrier to counter the rampage. Using the transcendence as well. I mean, everybody was purple. I'm not sure how much value they got out of that one. Kind of chilling with the later transcendence. The value is there on that one, as the counter punch is strong from Outrun Away.
Yeah, they're able to come on back with it, despite being anteed up. As last night's leftovers are coming back in with no EMP, no support ultimates, and maybe some hope they're holding on to for last second. Maybe something happens. Maybe your Sombro or finds a hack, or smoke falls off the map somehow.
I mean, or Ghoul and Pachees will just frag out. This is a barrage from the back. Nice speed. So I've hit that amp speed, and everybody from last night leftovers were out of there. Beautifully done. Now this is a nanoed bastion to contend with. Runaway are throwing all the traditional hurdles at last night leftovers, and they're clearing each and every one of them. Still have a mindful to work with, and they're going to drop directly on top of Spider Bite. Somehow Spider Bite's able to get out of there. Not even sure how that happened. That was a desperate attempt, but they ended up landing right in the sights of Pacheezel's tack visor. It took till overtime to make it happen, but this is the end of point C reach. 3 points on the board. Last night leftovers hoping to end our final match and conclude our stream with a draw.
That would be a nice way to end it, I guess. So that nobody's really declared a win. I mean, it is 5-1, but you know, if you don't look at that part, nobody's technically declared a win on the. I almost said 5th and final map. We're on the 7th final map. We're doing 7 today. Time flies when you're having fun.
It's true. It's true. I know I've been having a great time. I hope all our viewers out there have enjoyed it as well. And you know what? As far as I'm concerned, everybody is a winner. I know we just saw no winner in match chat. I'm going to flip that on its head. We're all winners. All right?
Yep. We're all winners, you know?
It's a glass half full kind of perspective, Tiny.
Exactly. Everyone gets a participation trophy. It's like, you did good.
You did things.
Yeah, you did things. Mm-hmm.
You played Overwatch.
Yep, we're not saying how well or how you might have played Overwatch, but you played Overwatch today.
Ah, we're getting some calisthenics in.
Oh, okay. Building up the leg muscles before we're ready to start out, working in the leg day. Maybe that's why Zenyatta's kick is so strong. Getting an early reps in before the match even starts.
It takes a lot of leg strength to hold your legs in that position all the time. And it also takes a lot of leg strength to float around, contrary to popular belief.
I mean, you sound like you're speaking from experience from floating around there.
Yeah, don't you?
Oh yeah, totally. I fly to work every day.
Oh, I like Soa pulling out the blaster. I respect the res attempt, but well, no. I guess that is no draw. They were open for a draw. They were asking for a draw in the chat. Out right away. Decided to go ahead and just give it all they got. They will take our final map. But again, everybody is a winner.
Everyone's a winner.
I mean, look at those chalky legs. Like Zenyatta has got some muscle. Don't underestimate those legs.
And you've seen the stretch emote too, so we know that he can walk around if Zenyatta ever
It's one of my favorite emotes in the game.
Oh, true.
It's
hilarious.
It's so good. I love the little look he gives. Like after he finishes stretching, he kind of gives this like, and then goes back to floating. It's
Just to make sure that nobody saw. But now we get our replays.
This
Oh.
this warms my heart. This is just amazing.
Yep.
And go.
Yeah. Okay.
I feel like Outrun Away was still emoting. Like they weren't they weren't hitting their triggers yet. You know.
Nope.
Nobody was pulling the triggers on their guns yet. They were just still standing around and throwing beach balls.
Yeah.
But oh man, what a wonderful event. Again, with 1,000 thank yous. I don't know how else to express it other than that. I do want to give some special appreciation to our players. Spider, Theory 3, Birdman, Kinacello, Smoke, Not a Mouse Ghoul, Chloe, Alex, Patrick, and So I've Danum. Really appreciate y'all taking the time to come play some games with us today to help out my dear friend, Chef Billy. Big shout out to NECC for putting on this whole event. Michael and Caroline behind the scenes for doing the stream and all of the technical stuff it takes to make this happen. Tiny, it's good to cast with you. It's good to see you. I appreciate you being here as well.
I loved being here and casting with you once again. It was a lot of fun, and all huge shout outs to everybody who donated and participated in this event. It means a lot to everyone out here and show the support that the Overwatch community truly is, and what a great place it can be.
Yeah, huge thank you to everybody for the donations. I must echo that as well. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Send your love to Chef Billy if you can, and otherwise, I think that about wraps things up. Any final thoughts here before we close it out?
I think that it's just all great to see these players having fun. The little party we had at the end to celebrate the games that we played here today. And yeah, it feels good. It's a feel good just to have this event take place in general. So thanks again to everyone out there.
Yep. Yeah. All the appreciation in the world. But we're gonna go ahead and bid you adieu. But we will continue with the regular scheduled programming next week as NEC picks back up with all of the normal games. But that is it for our charity stream. Thank you once again. Thank you. Love y'all. We'll see you around.